Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round number 7 of the 2024 MotoOption Supercross Series live here on Start Your Systems TV. I'm Kellen Brower, he is Andrew Wood. We're back, just the two of us in studio this week. 2 weeks ago we had a lot of fun, but now we're about to have a lot of fun as we head back east. Andrew, it's Arlington, it's the Big D in Dallas. I'm stoked, man. This track looks gnarly fast tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fast. It got a couple big rhythms. I think the guys are going to be able to pop out. So looking at the track here on the screen, they can't see that, but it's going to be fun. Lap times are close. I'm super excited. Second round of East Coast coming at us. So it's going to be a good night. I'm happy to be here as always. Yeah,
we left Glendale kind of with the feeling that the at least 250 West and 450 championships already kind of feel a little decided, but yeah. 250 East, brand new, fresh faces. We only saw them one time, so the championship is still very close. That's probably the most exciting series to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new championship, right? Series is kind of, or basically, you know, just starting for these guys. So, fun to keep an eye on guys who had a bad first round and all that stuff, and kind of see where everyone's going to slot in. So I think it brings some new life for the series when some of the championship battles start to get really dull.
No question about it. Let's take a look at our qualifying here in Arlington tonight. Led by Braden Carter at a 46.820. It was a dead heat for P2 between Leclerc and Sullivan, both on the 46.898. But what I'm definitely seeing, even amongst the top competitors in this game, nothing in it on this racetrack, man. These guys are all doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we normally even see, you know, Braden Carter throw out a second faster or something like that. And then, you know, there's a little bit of spread between the top 3 or 4, and then it kind of evens out. This, we kind of see an even step all the way through the field. So I do think it'll be tight racing. There's not too much going on this track. So maybe not too many passing opportunities, but I do think it'll be close racing, which should at least keep it fun.
Yeah, definitely. Could be some good battles here tonight. It is a regular format, so we're going to have 40 guys going into the night show. Looks like the last spot was Evan Vanderkoy, who just snuck in the Ev Move machine here tonight. So Carter looking tip-top here in the 450 class. Let's take a look at our East standings. Seth Carr fastest over Johnny Padani, Cade Matherly, Rasmus Balzer, and Max Chwalik. And I feel like for me, the biggest name in this group that we really have to pay attention to is reigning champion Rasmus Balzer and how he is able to kind of keep the ball rolling from Detroit. It's been a long time now since these 250 East guys raced. I think all of them are probably still going to kind of have to dust the cobwebs off.
Yeah, I do think that the gap between their first round and this is going to feel like the opening round for some of these guys, especially people that didn't have maybe their best race and feel like they got the position that they could have that they should have gotten. So I do think it'll be a kind of reawakening, maybe a little bit, of dusting the cobwebs off, like you said. I do think it's going to be some good tight racing. We see those lap times right there, spreading out actually a little bit more, but those top guys all pretty close, and another tie for third and fourth right there.
I know, crazy. That's pretty wild to see that the times can even out right there. Looking down our order real quick here just to see all the names. Guillaume Ferris looks like he has made it tonight. I saw someone being stoked that he is in there tonight, and Will Canal on the 824 looks like he also snuck his way in. So as a reminder of our championship standings rolling into this, we'll start off with our 250 East standings. Rasmus Balzer did win the opener over Partillo and Johnny Padani, and if you remember back, that was a 3-rider fight all the way to the checkered flag, and I think each of them had led at a different point on the last lap of the main event, if I remember right. I think Padani led starting it off, Partillo snuck in and made the pass, and then Balzer walked away with the win. So, yeah, this is certainly a 250 East class that doesn't look like it's going to be a clear-cut runaway.
No, I don't think so, at least right away. Maybe one of these guys will start to separate himself, but I think between those top 3 and some of these other guys, Vanderbeek, Chwalik, Carr, just some names right there that I think can kind of compete and take this for the long haul. So I do think it's going to be fun to see those people that didn't have the best race, but that's still inside your top 10. You know, someone might have had a really bad race and throw themselves up inside the top 3 tonight. So going to be interesting to see who kind of gets their feet under them and starts kind of running away with this thing.
Yeah, no question about it. Let's look at our 450 standings real quick here. Braden Carter up 39 points on 2020 champ Jeremy Seebold and 2018 champ Alexis Leclerc, 45 back. So this looks like it's a pretty clear-cut runaway for Braden Carter. No one really given him any challenge just yet. But regardless of which, it's still always fun to see who can win these races every single week. And we know Carter's not going to go perfect for the rest of the season. He is trying to dethrone Tyson Fresquez's all-time 450 Supercross wins tally this year. But he needs a lot of wins to get there this year, and we'll see if he can maybe get to that point. But if not, these guys are certainly up there trying to knock him off at least just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the people they're still out here trying. I do think Braden Carter is just on another level right now, and I do think we can see some mixed-in winners, and as well as Seth Shirley jumping up from West Coast, taking the win 2 weeks ago, and hopefully see him, at least battle Braden and see maybe what could be the future of the class, what it starts to look like next year. So. Going to be interesting and still hopefully get some great battles in the 450 class. I feel like they're always exciting no matter what the championship points are.
Yeah, well, the 450 guys, man, they are ridiculously fast. Doesn't matter what's going on or what happens. So, going to be... What is that noise? Do you hear that?
Go outside.
I don't know. There's something outside our window right
aliens?
now. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Are we first contact right now?
It sounds like aliens for sure. It's like... Doot, 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 doot. Something weird's going on. Awood's going to go check it out, and we're going to get in the server here. But here's an overhead look at our racetrack here tonight. Good viewpoint from what the heck is going to go on the racetrack. And pretty similar-ish layout to Detroit. Heard a lot of people talking about that. But I'm going to try to spin a lap, Awood, and why don't you go ahead and take these guys through it?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do with a football stadium. Whoa! Got a little step over right there. So this first rhythm should be interesting if people get a nice clean start. Able to do some big lines there, but looks like a fairly basic triple double here for maybe the 250 guys, but there is a quad in there that those guys can unlock. This roller might unsettle some people's suspension before they get into the whoops, and we got 12 of them right here. So not shortening those for the guys in sim. They got to go all the way through. Then here's going to be interesting with this inside double. You can go around it. You can go outside step on or over, or you can go over the bars just like that. So a lot of different options. We'll have to see what the race line kind of funnels down to be, as well as probably some big rhythms. I think there's a quad a couple different ways in this section as well. And a nice big bull turn there, a low double here, and a nice lineup for people to throw some whips and get some dualies tonight. Come across to the finish line, same thing, but maybe not too much passing unless you get a nice scrub under that triple, hit the big finish line double, and then step on, step off, or quad across into the start straight and through the sand.
Yeah, we were definitely going to see some big lines, I think, busted out. Just in my preliminary test of the track earlier today, seemed almost possible to maybe quad on in the first rhythm section. Maybe we watch Colby Eaglin do some spin around here real quick. Maybe he'll show us the hot daddy lines around here on the 24 District Designs Honda. Look at that right there. Easy. Quad right there. No problemo. And then does he quad in here? Nope, only gets a triple. So I don't know if the quad in there will be possible. I think a lot of these guys are going to go 3-3-2. And yeah, Eaglin makes it look a lot better than I ever could, especially when he's looping his Larry in the hoopties. But yeah, Bubble Nuggets 31 in chat trying to be basically the problem that is motocross gaming in a nutshell, in that instead of supporting 2 games and 2 very strong series in the MX Simulator Supercross Championship and MX Bikes Aerial Racing League, he's just going to come in here and start a fight by saying MX Bikes is better. Doesn't matter. We all play simulated motocross games, and there are sim players that also play bikes and bikes players that also play sim. Ooh. So we could all come together. We could all support each other and be stoked about it. And you could head over to Knob with a Factory Goon on Twitch on Friday and watch the Aerial Racing League, or you could just continue to spew nonsense. So, yeah.
Dang, did you just tell him he's the problem that we have in this world?
I'm just saying, I post...
that was sick.
That was sick. What's getting annoying is you post something on Instagram of like sim or bikes or another game entirely, and some audience member has to come in and say that what is better or what's worse. Just literally support the games.
My team's better than your team.
Don't want the games to go away. Maybe support all of them. Ridiculous. Oh, that's mine. Thank you.
There should be like 3 different options for everything so that we can at least have a 3-way battle, and it's not this versus that, bikes versus sim, left versus right. It's terrible. Except unless we're talking about like food. Pancakes and waffles.
Yeah.
Waffles are way better.
I'm just saying, like, MX Bikes is awesome.
It's
MX
fun.
Sim is also
I
awesome.
suck at it,
yeah,
but it's fun. It looks great. It's the racing, the online racing is not like the netcode is something that's severely lacking, and I think that's one of the strengths that Sim has over it. But so are Sim's visuals over what you can do because of a newer engine. This is like a 2007. This game.
Yeah, 2007 was the beta. 2008 was the full release.
Legit 16 years old. It's like it's not gonna be good unless it's on a look the same, but. I mean, I think the physics are better in this, but there's other things. But it's like, yeah, it's pretty. It looks good. It's fun. Like, let people do what they want to do, and don't be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot I'm on Twitch. I can call. Don't be an asshole. Like, just enjoy it. Let people like what they like, and if you don't like it, shut up and don't play it.
Yeah. So
Suck it.
That's my story, and I am sticking to it. But yeah, just honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, I get it. Some people think bikes is better. Some people think sim is better. It doesn't really matter. Why don't we just support each other? It doesn't have to be this ridiculous. To me, I look at it a little bit like the difference between in real life. Some people really like MXGP and some people really like Supercross and motocross in the USA. And I like watching both. Does it matter? No. Should you complain? Oh, one's better than the other. No. Just it's motocross. It's dirt bikes.
Imagine going on an MXGP stream if they had a chat and being like, "This sucks, dude. Freaking shit." Or Tomac's way better when Hurling's winning or something, and being like, "AMA is so much sicker." It's like, who cares? Like, no. Just what do you have to do with your life to where you're not doing anything with your life if you're going on to something else and being like, this sucks. This just don't do it. I don't watch it, but I follow some racers and stuff. I like to see cool photos, but oh man, dude, get a fucking hobby. Sorry.
I'll tell you what, man. Big shout out, by the way, to Jacob Hubbard, who I'm trying not to like spill the beans on this, but I'm so stoked on this. He hooked us up with this really awesome interface that myself and Andrew are using in the studio this week to kind of preview what's going on in the races, tell you guys what's going on. So big shout out to Hubbo. And now we get to do lineup check before we even get in the server, Andrew Wood. Going to the line for 250 heat number 1. We've got ourselves Daniel Mills, Alex Heckman, Matt Cromie, Talon Zollers, Austin Partolo. We've got Johnny Padani, Max Wilczek, Rasmus Balzer, Dalton Caudill, Riley Hewen, Alex Doyle, Logan Mortberg. Let's see who else we got. Will Canal, J.R. Reyes, Matt Cromie. I think I might have already said that. Awesome job by Jacob Hubbard to help us out. Nathan McLaughlin going to the line as well. So, yeah.
We found a bug. Can't do it on the site lap when people start hitting timing gates.
They're going through timing gates, and it's updating as we speak. So
unreal. Going to be a game changer, able to hopefully kind of peek back and not have to wait for the scroll wheel across the top and give you guys a little bit better coverage, make it better day by day.
Yeah. By the way, whole shot, JLV is actually currently in the process of doing a fairly large update to the game. It's not going to revolutionize it or anything like that, but he is still working on it.
Segment times, whole shot line stuff?
No, not like that. No.
Oh, you're talking, someone named whole shot. Okay.
No, yeah, whole shot D in chat says, I don't understand why JLV won't update MX Sim onto a newer game engine. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make some stuff better, trying to work on some stuff, but I think JLV's also in his 60s now, or at least pretty close.
When we were getting new bike models?
Yeah, right.
Like 2015 or something.
But listen, he's an old man now. He's been around for a minute. All we've got is one picture of him on like a 1989 RM 125 in the woods. Like, that's the only photo anyone's ever seen of JLV, basically. So, yeah.
I wish he would just post a picture.
Nah, come on. Let him be.
No, most of these kids don't know. Freaking, whatever. You got the money.
I'll tell you what, none of these kids probably know that JLV used to make pro main events in this game on a keyboard.
He beat me on a keyboard.
He did, yeah. He beat me a couple times too.
He beat me at Redbud in 2012, my first year. I think I went 28, 32 or something. He beat me both motos. Toxic on a 125. Made a main at 2013 Minneapolis. Autism awareness round with checkers, all the blue bales, and he made it through the LCQ. That was sick. How does one get started in sim broadcasting?
Stream AMs.
You don't.
No, okay. Stream AMs. No, someone needs to do it because there's not many people that do it. Yes. All right, folks. It is time to go racing here in Arlington. 250 heat number 1 is on the gate. They're going to go 6 minutes plus a lap. Top 9 transfer to the main event. Here we go. Gate is down. A couple guys lurching out. We got a KTM up the inside trying to get there. Gonna get there on the black machine. It's Johnny Padani, TSCZ Productions, out front stunting on him. He's got JR Reyes right behind him there in the 2 spot, and Dalton Caudill up in 3rd. Pretty clean start, I feel like, for these 250 West riders. Not a lot of guys going down that first turn. East, I should say. Yeah, 250 East.
That's really good, too, for these 90 left-hand 90-degree corners. Oh, we see a jump line there, and we're going to Indonesia.
Caudill finds a trampoline in the middle of the whoops.
And just like that, we got 2 riders going down right there. But the front of the pack, at least, kind of keeping it together in that first corner. Riding pretty clean. We got Chelsea looking for a hole right here, but not able to make a move. We'll see these guys start scrubbing this triple. They're going to look for any advantage they can get into that bull turn. Maybe see some great, crazy passes in the LCQs. And then let's see these guys. They are stepping off. When missing that seat bounce is Alec Heckman right there. Looking icy in that blue and white SYS team gear. That stuff is so fresh. He's hitting that triple on, triple over, triple single out line.
Ooh, and that's JR Reyes, who was all over the place, and now Heckman goes down off the side of the track. Did forget to mention, it is Military Appreciation Night here in Arlington, so big shout out to our troops and our veterans for everything that they do for us to make this country the best dang country on earth. And much appreciated everything that they do for us. So in return, we got guys out here rocking some military appreciation kits. I think this Johnny Padani one's got a little bit of some camouflage in there mixed in with his gear. We also got the red, white, and blue from Ryan Chelsea.
Knievel ride.
Alexa played Toby Keith as Max Wilczek right there in P3. There's Logan Mortberg with a little bit of camo stuff on his Fox kit. D-Mills, Alex Doyle, Dalton Caudill, Will Canal, similar to the Shutoku kit there with the camo set. And here's Rasmus Balzer, the 1E, moving up into P9, and he's got that TSCZ Productions KTM looking froggy as he quads up the inside to move up into 8th around Will Canal there on the 824.
Yeah, dude, I love these murdered out black kits looking like Nicky T, Thomas right there, and we got 2 teams rocking the murdered out black kits looking like the Fox Speed Suit. 2 riders going down there. Alex Doyle and Dalton Caudill get together after the whoops, trying to get the inside and go up as we see 2 riders almost get into it there. It's going to be really difficult for these guys. Dalton Caudill, though, going for the little quad triple up the inside of JR Reyes. JR Reyes kind of falling back a little bit after going down earlier, kind of getting himself back together. But now he's look at these guys playing cat and mouse. Look, that cut under was crazy.
Yeah, JR Reyes went to defend the line, and Dalton Caudill read him like a book and stamped him shut as he made that pass stick. So I believe this is just outside. No, it is the transfer spot battle with Caudill. They're moving up into 9th now. He's still right behind Will Canal as Balzer has fully taken off from this group on the 1E. He's going in the whoops right now the other direction, trying to close up on Daniel Mills as Caudill still holds his final transfer spot. So that makes a lot more sense. Look at this. Caudill jumping the whoops as well. So a different line. Oh, that's Balzer down right at the end of the whoops, and he's picking it up as JR Reyes went down right behind him. I think Doyle now just moved into the... No, he's in the 10th now. Balzer slips back into the final transfer spot. So a tough break for the 1E. He's got to try to get going and try to get in a better position to get a better gate pick for this main event.
Yeah, trying to get better and better. Rasmus Balzer, it's really difficult when you start going down early in these heat races. 250 class, you even have a little bit less time to kind of bring it up or bring yourself back there. But 9th place is not where he wants to be. You got another crash or 2 right there. If he gets unsettled, starts to get into his own head, and that could go back very quickly and end up in the LCQ. But look at him. He's charging hard, going for the quad into that corner. Triple, double here. Just looking like he does have that little bit more speed than the guys around him. Just really needs to keep it together. And just like that, he's going down in the whoops. Doesn't go all the way off his bike. Rider in front of him goes down as well. They're both going to lose a spot. But now Rasmus Balzer is in the 10th place, just outside that transfer position.
Yeah, and Alex Doyle, O'Doyle rules, has moved up into P9. He's trying to hold off the 1E, putting the charge on behind. We have only got a couple minutes left. And Doolies, as Balzer absolutely tosses salads off that triple right there. And he's moved up into 9th with that beautiful pass down the inside of Doyle. So now Doyle's got to try to respond as they go into this sweeper. This is 8th, 9th, and 10th on your screen, battling it out for only these 2 spots that can get them into the main event. And still Balzer quadding out of the rhythm section right there, as gets that done and now moves right up into the rear fender of Dalton Caudill. It's still Padani leading from Chelsea, and Max Wilczek has now moved up into the 3 spot. D-Mills, Logan Mortberg is up there as Caudill goes off the right side of the track, looking a little bit like Jerry Robin in Detroit a couple weeks ago, as D-Mills just picked it up. He's outside of a transfer spot now. He is back to 10th. Alex Doyle straight air Leclerc to death is down in transition. Another guy down with him as we got guys scattering every which direction. J.R. Reyes is off the track. He's on the track. He's making a pass on Will Canal. Where are we at now as Talon Zollers moves up into 10th? He's right behind Alex Heckman, who's on the final transfer spot. This is all over the place, and it's not even Carl's Jr. out here.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard the phrase, you don't want, if it doesn't get all over your face, it doesn't belong, or if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face? You never heard that?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Come on now.
D-Mills with the track re-entry of all time there. Takes himself out. So he was in 4th and went down once, ended up in 10th. So these guys are tightly packed up here at the top of the field. Alex Heckman leading the group that we're watching on screen right now. These guys struggling with the whoops, but look at those 2 different options there. Pinning it to the outside, carving that corner and hitting the wall, or hugging the inside like Heckman's doing there. It's my teammate right there, guys. Riding, just cruising his way on into this main event, trying to lead this pack and not lose any positions.
As Alex Efforts puts it, that D-Mills track reentry was one of the track reentries of all time for sure. No question about it. Very well put by Alex Efforts. As we go back to our leader, Johnny Padani, TSCZ Productions, making it look easy out here as he's on his way to a heat race victory. Surely with 1 more lap to go. White flag is about to wave for your race leader. There he is, checking in. Looking real good doing so, trying to pick up right where he left off in Detroit. Chelsea's still 2nd, Wilczek 3rd, Mortberg up into 4th, and I could be dead wrong here, but I believe Logan Mortberg is a very solid up-and-coming super mini rider. I think he's on super minis now. If not, he's like mini senior or 85 cc's right now, but definitely have heard that name before. I knew he raced Loretta's, so keep an eye on that guy right there in real life and in sim, because he's in 4th and potentially on his way to the main event here in Arlington. Matt Cromie, the Chrome Dog, in 5th spot right now, with Rasmus Balzer now back into 6th, quadding off of the table right there. Dalton Caudill 7th, with Canal 8th, and Doyle is in 9th. So Doyle's in a good spot right here if he holds on to it. Checkered flag is coming out, though. Johnny Padani, TSCC Productions, wins 250, heat number 1 here in Arlington. Let's go back to that transfer battle.
Dominant ride there, 10-second lead right there. Transfer battle, though. We've got Alex Doyle holding on over Talon Zollers, who he's got a pretty big gap here. So I think he's going to slow up, and I think you see that by the way he kind of took those whoops there. Not really trying to push the issue at all. Just keep it in. You've got a huge gap in front and behind you. Nothing to worry about, but keeping yourself on the ground. He's got 2 turns to go. Can he do it? And just like that, as long as nothing dumb happens here, he is the final transfer spot into the main event. Congratulations, Alex Doyle. And just short is Riley Hewen, RIP.
Oh, D-Mills missed out too. J.R. Reyes, Partillo, who was 2nd in Detroit, also going to the LCQ. Zollers, Heckman, Boardman, McLaughlin, Adams, Thompson, Langstrip, all missing out. And definitely big shout out to Alex Doyle. Don't know who Xander is, but apparently Doyle is better at him in iRacing and also MX Simulator. You hate to see it. Dalton Caudill also going through. Mortberg, Balzer, Wilczek, Chelsea, and Johnny Padani picking up the big dub. Prod, as he's known in the Race Factory Discord. What? What?
P-Rod?
P-Rod.
Skater?
Shout out to Rasmus Balzer as well. Our screens just lit up purple right there at the end, and Balzer laid in the fastest time of the race at a 48.773 on the final lap of the race. Balzer was certainly moving right there. All right. 250 Heat 2 coming up. Let's give you guys a lineup check. Colton Heckman, Christopher McPherson, Max Chwalik, Cole Betts, Seth Crotty, Garrett Hollenbeck, Caden Aldo, I don't know who that is, Maxime Vanderbeek, Jack Mark, Joey Carter, Austin Bear, Jeff Cooper, Seth Carr, Rogan McIntosh, Killiam Ortiz, Nick Casellas, Schiabro, that's Jeremy Schiabro, Guillem Perez, Tom Inard, and Gustavo Navega going to the line in this one. Guillem Ferez is a is not a burner account. I'm told that that is the real Guillaume Perez. So
prove it.
Well, listen, I interviewed.
No,
Guillaume.
I believe. No, I know he plays. I believe that's him.
All right.
We don't got no fakers up in here. No posers.
No fakers.
Not this year. Not right now, except for Caden Aldo.
Who?
Caden Aldo.
Caden Aldo. That's
also, I like how Squiddy's name is Squiddy, but then you said Schiabro.
That's Jeremy Schiabro.
That is Jeremy. Or you said a
my
nickname.
mind just, as soon as I see Squiddy, it goes Schiabro.
Yeah, but you said the name that you didn't read, and then was like, well, that is him. But then on the screen there is a whole nother name. So I just thought that was funny because I was reading it and I was like, I can see that, right?
I'm gonna guess that Caden Aldo is Cade Matherly, and he just forgot to change his name, or he loaded an old setup because he is a number 25 machine on our timing and scoring screens. So I believe that is Cade Matherly, and I love this dyno chart because it shows us that every single person is on the 2018 250 SXF except Jeremy Schiabro. Being weird. Love to see it.
Be better. Seth Crotty with the Lakers gear. Not looking very... Ooh, Garrett Hollenbach.
Yeah,
that is sexy. We got to go through and look at the kits before the race starts.
Oh, these are heat right here.
I'm trying to like let's talk
See,
about
there's Caden Aldo right there.
Okay. See, I don't like that one. This one's sick. This one is
Cooper.
looking like a little navy blue, though. You got some camo on the seat. I just want to look at there.
You like the TSCZ guys tonight for sure. That's your vibe.
Are those all black ones?
Yeah.
I mean, I like black.
Impact
That's
is pretty
sick right
good
there.
Right here.
Where's
Takatoji?
Our guys? Takatoji's sick. Got that like army like desert camo. Oh my gosh! Look at that heat. That looks like the Blue Angels too. Rapping some good stuff. The boys are on fire.
This one looks more like that Blue Angels one day.
This does. Yeah, it looked like Lakers at first, but I think it's supposed to be Blue Angels, which is dope. That camo is sick by Vanderbeek. We're still repping the neon number 69. Looking. Ooh.
Joey Carter.
Yeah, those bikes are unreal. With the camo on the side too.
So we got Chwalik, the Vega.
That guy just fell in the paint. Walked backstage with the Blue Man Group and ripped.
Is Cade using the 450 model for 250s? Let's see. He is.
What? Oh.
That's the KX450 2024 model.
Oh, is it just because it's new? And
honestly, I never really cared about that.
How can 99% of people notice?
99%? One person mentioned it in chat. What are you talking about?
Well, he's the one. Yeah.
All right. Haywood, I'm just trying to straighten you out.
Everyone thinks I'm stupid.
No, we just...
Not wrong.
We love you.
I want to see that Navy, not Blue Angels. Navy, get a whole shot right there from the inside. Looking like Kill Bill from this far away.
Here we go, folks. 250 Heat 2 from Arlington. Who's going to get the whole... Yeah, got a couple people hitting the gate. One guy on a KTM in the middle has got a great start. He's going to get pushed wide and put down. Seth Carr, good starts is always his name of the game on the 15 machine. He's out front early in this one. Chwalik second. Jack Mark had the good start right there in third, but he just got passed up by Garrett Hollenbeck. He ain't no Hollenbeck boy right there. Moving up into the 3 spot. We got Seth Crotty up in 5th with that, what is it, Navy gear right there? Oh, Jack Mark almost went down in the whoops, getting passed up by Colton Heckman. 3 wide on the wall jump, and we are off and running here in Heat 2.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you get some of these guys together, they start to kind of, can't see them that good. They're all running camo bikes when you're looking down on them. But these guys, just another great start by these guys. Seth Carr, he's always he's kind of like the Hubbard of the 250 class. I feel like he's always putting himself up front. Just got to be able to hold it together, and he's looking strong so far. Look at this early gap we're getting right here. Sorry about that, guys. Apologies, but now we can see where everyone is better for you to make the stream better.
Yeah, I wanted to do that specifically because Cade Matherly is currently in dead last. He went down on the start straight, and our leader is down as well. Seth Carr hit that third to last whoop and went down hard. These 250 guys really struggling with this longer set of whoops here in Arlington. So that hands over the race lead to Max Chwalik. TSCZ Productions trying to sweep the heats here tonight in Arlington. Already got Heat 1 with Johnny Padani. Now it's Chwalik leading here in Heat 2. Seth Crotty up into the 2 ride with McIntosh now in 3rd, Hollenbeck 4th, and McPherson into the top 5. Gustavo Navega with a good ride in 6th ahead of Jeff Cooper, Nick Casella, and Maxime Vanderbeek in a transfer spot. But this is about to get hot and heavy. He's got Jeremy Schiavone right behind him, Seth Carr picking it up from that crash, slipping back outside of a transfer spot. Jack Mark also back there, so this is going to get good. Can Vanderbeek get down the inside of Casella, who crossed up on him? Not quite going to get there, and Casella holds the line in 8th.
Yeah, just like that, almost kind of got in the back of him there. These guys having to take different lines coming in and out of these corners because they are so tight, just to keep that little bit of separation. But look how close this group is right here. Any one small mistake and it could be just like that, getting a kick off the second to last whoop. Casella's going to get pushed to the outside, and that's going to allow Vanderbeek to slide on in. Now he's going to set his sights forward. It's all about kind of nailing these rhythm sections, the big rhythm sections when people are so close following you, and then getting that whoop section cleanly. I feel like that's been a big separator here. We said there wouldn't be too much separation. A lot of close racing, kind of a more basic track just means kind of keeping yourself riding that fine line when everyone else is performing so well.
Yeah, look at how tight-knit this group is right here, going from, I believe this is 8th all the way back to 12th right now. And down the inside, what a pass by Nick Casella on Vanderbeek. Tried to triple out in the next section and messed it all up, and now we've got real problems coming into this corner. There's Seth Carr down the inside trying to push him out. That got real tight. Who's going to get the drive in the whoops? They almost all make it. Seth Carr almost went down at the end of it. And so Casella still holding on to this final transfer spot, and Carr wants a piece of it. Oh, Casella off the track, tries to triple back on Cases, and Seth Carr goes by. Schiavone lurking right there in the background, trying to get in the mix as well. And we're also trying to keep an eye on where Cade Matherly is. He is still 17th on the number 25 machine, trying to work his way forward and get into this fight. Schiavone down the inside of Casella for 10th is going to push him out and get the job done.
Yeah, Casella having a couple issues right here. I'm seeing his timing of the rhythm sections is a little bit off, and I've heard that from a couple of the racers that have been in the chat telling us as Squiddy jumps long there, actually gets stuck, and Casella's going to get by. But look at this, another missed time rhythm option. That's going to let, was going to let him go by, and that's going to let Guillaume up into a transfer spot.
Guillaume, I think this is 10th still.
Just kidding.
So Guillaume Fair is moving up into the 10th spot as he bounces his way through the whoops. Let's go back and find Cade Matherly. Struggle bus right now for the 25 machine. He is 17th, and we only have 2 minutes and a lap left to go in this race. He did run the fastest lap of the race on lap 2. That has since been eclipsed as Max Chwalik laid in a 49.328 on the 3rd lap to take over the top time right there. And now Matherly is down again. You can tell he's getting a little bit frustrated right there on the 25. It's not going well for him.
Yeah, missed timing. Casella we see going backwards there as well. I think what Cade Matherly needs right now is to just kind of try to calm the nerves if he can, and just put in a couple solid laps and get some practice in, and just kind of remount for the LCQ and go in with the confidence knowing that you should win that one, and kind of settle yourself down for the main event. I do think getting frustrated more and more and more and trying to push when you are basically outside of it, you're going to need a miracle to happen with how far back you are at the moment. I think it needs to all be about gelling with the track a little bit more and just kind of calming those nerves, and trying to set your sights on the main, because once just like that, he's down again, and he's just his head's not in it right now.
No, it's not going well at all. So get regrouped for that LCQ for Cade Matherly. Let's peek back out front here. Still Chwalik leading this thing. It's not gotten as far away as Johnny Padani had got it in the first 250 heat race here tonight. Lap traffic moving aside right there. I think that's the 94 moving out of the way of Austin Bear. And, Seth Crotty just tipped over out of second. He's stuck on the wall jump, going to get going after losing 2 spots. Jeff Cooper and Rogan McIntosh went by. Quick note on Austin Bear, who just went a lap down. Told me before the race tonight, dealing with the flu. So, unfortunately for him, probably seeing triple or quadruple on the screen right now. That's why he is seeing the leaders go by, and he's already a lap down in this heat race. These guys just missed the flag, so 2 laps to go this time by as Jeff Cooper and all those guys work their way through now into 2nd and 3rd. Crotty 4th, Hollenbeck in 5th, Vanderbeek 6th, McPherson 7th, Schiavone 8th, and Ferris is now in a transfer spot. He's in 9th in front of Seth Carr. So Ferris on the 83 machine trying to make something happen. Seth Carr is going to pull up alongside of him. Let's see if either quad up into the corner. They do not, but Carr might get the line down the inside anyway, and he does.
Yeah, Carr makes that pass nice and clean. Schiavone down hard on that triple in. I think just cased it, kind of went over the bars on that right side. Carr able to get by cleanly. which is nice and didn't kind of affect any of the other riders in this race. Look at how quickly he's able to get to the inside line there and just kind of separating himself from Guillaume and the rest of the riders. Trying to move his way up as we move into the last lap here for the leader. And these guys, man, all just still kind of fighting to the end. Not too much separation. I do think the whoops and the timing of the rhythm section is going to be the main thing that we need to watch for these guys. Yep. It's crazy how many mistakes they are making in it. I think what should be a fairly simple track, maybe just by the way the track is built, is now becoming a very difficult kind of racetrack. They're racing the track more than they're racing each other. Yeah, definitely. A lot of treacherous sections when these ruts start to lay in a little bit. Track changes throughout the heat races and into the main events, and you're seeing these guys having to deal with those changes. Battle for the win is on. Jeff Cooper suddenly at it with Rogan McIntosh. Dualies! Who's going to block who into the final corner? Cooper squares it off. It's a drag race, and it's going to be McIntosh by 23 hundredths of a second. That's definitely going to come down to penalties of who got cuts or not. Chwalek, Crotty, Hollenbeck, Vanderbeek, McPherson, Cole Betts, and Killian Ortiz have gone in, which means that Guillaume Ferres went down on the last lap. Jack Mark and Seth Carr missed out. Schiabro and then Ferres. So I'm almost wondering if Carr and Ferres got together. That's what caused them to miss out. Colton Heckman, Gustavo Navega, Joey Carter, Cade Matherly going to the LCQ as well. Nick Casella, Austin Bear, Tom Enard, and that is going to be our LCQ guys right there. But boy, oh boy, that kicked off in a hurry. Everyone was still pretty close at the flag. And in the end, it's going to be a dub for Rogan McIntosh pending cuts. Yeah, it's crazy when that happens because you can't really foresee a guy or two going down and then just having this
Cooper got it.
Crazy battle. Cooper gets it on cuts or holds it on cuts.
No, he got it on cuts.
Got it on cuts. I think we actually saw that before cuts posted over there, so that might be a little sneaky thing for us. Oh. Yeah, about
sneaky,
10 seconds before you saw that, I saw a 1 second gap. It's still off a little bit from there, but whatever. We'll never know. This is a Cowboys.
Yeah, 992 versus 969. That's interesting.
Poor guy. Cowboys fan.
Yeah, it is a Cowboys look. I see that now on Jeff Cooper. So Chwalek, Crotty, Hollenbeck, Vanderbeek, McPherson, Betts, and Ortiz go to the main. Looks like Seth Carr got 10th on penalties.
What a bum. I mean, man, from whole shot and just
fell
with
apart.
So much speed. I feel like that's just always been the name of his game. Just get good starts, full send, and kind of wad up. Wad up.
Well, speaking of quadding up, we got 450 Heat Numeral Uno coming up next here in Arlington, and these guys for sure are going to hit the big boy lines. We got Colby Eaglin, Jack Haley, Ethan Parks, Ryan Pinkerton, John Heilman, Braden Tharp, Braden Castellaneta, Hayden Stevenson, Evan Holt, Spencer Turley, Race Cobble, Seth Shirley, Alexis Leclerc, Chase Blakely, Frank Jackson, Devin Davis, Tyler Nichols, Anthony Pachone, Evan Vanderkoy, and Tanner Rogers going to the line here in 450 Heat number 1. Top 9 transfer as we have seen all night long. And this is going to be a pretty good one. Eaglin, Leclerc, Shirley, some big names in this one. Hey, Jack Haley, he looked feisty. He was fastest qualifier for a lot of qualifying earlier on tonight, and we know he's your boy, so he's trying to show up for A-Wood here in the Big D.
Yeah, see if he can, we saw him as fastest qualifier, and he got that taken from him in the last session, but we'll take whatever we can get. And Jack Haley also from Texas, so.
Texas?
Little home race. Small feet. Big lines.
I thought you didn't even know that beforehand.
I didn't. I learned that, though.
El Paso, Texas.
Oh, I learned that from you about 30 minutes ago.
Yep.
I learned a lot from you, Kelly.
I know way too many hometowns in this game because I had to ask for opening ceremonies. Yeah.
Smart.
Yep. Like Marmora, New Jersey's Jeremy Smith.
Who lives in New Jersey? Just kidding.
Jeremy.
We there was saw a music festival today that's in Pennsylvania. I was like, how come they're always in these states that no one lives in? Just like across these random states. They're never just right by my house where I can go to them. It sucks.
All right, we got to get back in the swing.
I want to rock shows.
I want to rock.
See my favorite. I need to start dropping a Day to Remember lines like frickin' Daniel Blair used to. My favorite band. Probably.
So you're just randomly going to be like, big pile up in the whoops, and that's the downfall of them all.
Yeah. Well, and then when Chromie gets out there, starts Chromie chaosing, I just yell, "Disrespect your surroundings!" and then just play the drums in my head, and then you're just gonna start seeing a wrecking ball. Maybe if we get Payson Johnson back in the game, he'll have a little rager with his friends, and we can start doing that.
Getting a kit check out here right now.
Kit check, Pinkerton.
Anybody? Well, yeah, Jack Haley's got to get some skins, brother.
Jack Haley, I don't think he has them. I don't think he cares.
Breast and pepperonis for sure. Because we ain't got nothing. Ooh, that's not too bad.
All I know is the Evil Knievel, red, white, and blue. You know, my favorite color, I don't have one. I have 3, and it's red, white, and blue.
Haley runs the 2023 Phil's Outdoor Kit. Why?
Who knows?
Who's in that kit? Nobody's is what I
gear
heard.
is sick on the Cali.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlefish. It's time for 450 heat number 1 from Arlington. Top 9 in the main event. Let's find out who they are. And Seth Shirley's got a great jump on the 2. He's going to get there first and slide out immediately and go down. Big crash in the background is Alexis Leclerc. It's like bombs going off behind him, and he's just taking off from all the chaos as the 7 takes off with the race lead. Castellaneta, his teammate, right behind him. Jack Haley in 3rd, about to get past. John Heilman down the inside makes the move on the 49, and he gets it done as well to move into 3rd.
Yeah, look at these 450 guys. It just seems like even, I guess, through the first turn when you're seeing the rest of them explode, they kind of they start just riding so fast. It's like a bomb goes off, and it's like go time. No kind of shortage of a speed between all these guys when you're watching them, but man, it just, the pace seems so much higher. And Heilman up front early and keeping up that speed here. We see the quad onto the start straight, clips that a little bit.
Yeah, these guys gonna do the let's see.
I want to see.
Do they triple on? Do they quad? Yeah, easy quad and then triple out.
Triple quad triple, but maybe a quad up on top. You said could be possible. We'll have to see. Triple quad single right here from Leclerc hits that nice and easy and clean. So I think that's kind of not going to be too much passing there, unless going into the corner.
Yes, and then the next question is, are these guys going 2-5-2 right here? I don't think Leclerc will get it right there. Just going to go with the 4, Castellaneta with the 4, Heilman, Haley, Pinkerton, Eaglin, Nichols, Stevenson. Going down the order a little bit right here, and everyone's still just going with the 4-3 option.
Yeah, but, so long. These 450s.
Oh, Stevenson just got canarded. And he is laid on top of Seth Shirley right there, down as well. So Race Cobble and Spencer Turley, ladies and gentlefish, is up into P9 on the 125. Look at him go,
dudes.
I think he's been running that same.
Coincidence that him and Vince Freeze both wear 125.
Well, I think he's been running that same Cowie since about 2014. I definitely remember getting taken out by the purple and green before. So
I think I've seen him in some video, the only one I ever watched, and he's riding on like an alien landscape track, and he's wearing that same kit too. Yes,
absolutely. It's closing up on to Jack Haley just ahead of him though, so Haley has slipped back into the 8th spot now, and we're gonna see if Haley can keep it going.
Oh, sorry. Jack Haley.
She's just singing a song. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing.
Something new happened in the chat I was trying to keep up with. I hadn't seen that before. So I was confused. Look at these guys though. Yeah, same Galaxy kit forever. Jack Haley now moving on up and trying to keep going. Devin Davis, 18th place. Rough start for him. Must have been in that huge pileup. We should actually check for some names back there that probably were in that pileup that we should see up front, but going to be interesting to see what happens. Haley with the Bobby Big Line up the inside.
No, not going to get there. Tell you a name who is still back here trying to work his way forward is our Detroit winner, winning his first ever 450 main event 2 weeks ago, and then keeping a perfect season alive in the 250 class. Seth Shirley with a nice move on Chase Blakely is now into 10th. So let's stick on board with Seth here for a minute. We can see what his perspective is like on this racetrack, going for the quad triple line right there. Maybe not as comfortable on this track here for Seth, as we finally have like a real football stadium, but so was Detroit, and he was good there too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest comparison that everyone's been giving this track. I don't know if it's just not even nerves. His lap times though I didn't see too far up, but maybe just not as much preparation. He's kind of in his off time or whatever. We're seeing a lot of these guys though. I've heard complaints, and I'm starting to see it in the 450 class as well as 250. The spacing of this track looks weird. It looks like 450s are going long everywhere, but then that kind of puts you on the border of like, okay, do I hit this quad? and then you have the chance to come up short. 250 guys, their timing was off a lot. Way more crashes in basic rhythm sections than you would normally see. So I'm going to be kind of keeping my eye on that and see where that goes with these guys.
I think Seth is trying to go fastest lap here. 47.9 is the one to beat. Let's see what he gets. 48.2. So 47.9 fastest lap right now out of Colby Eagland up in the 4 spot. Tyler Nichols getting on the track up there with Pinkerton, Haley, Cobble, and there is Eagland. So it's still Heilman and Castellaneta 3rd and 2nd chasing Leclerc, and they have not let the 7 machine get too far away, as it's only about a 1 second gap from our leader back to 2nd place. And this could get a little bit feisty down the stretch in a battle for the win in this heat race.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that can show you kind of how close this track is racing with these guys. When you see Alexis Leclerc get a whole shot, end up clean, and not really have any troubles around him, and seeing guys that close, that's something you don't normally see. And it is Braden Castellaneta who is behind him, having a ride, one of the best rides we've seen all year. Haven't really seen this since last year from him. Up nice and close to Leclerc. And maybe just holding on. Sometimes you just click with a track and you kind of get your wits about you and just start kind of nailing off rhythms and having a great race. So hopefully he can carry this on through this heat race and through the main event. But now Leclerc getting a little bit of a gap, I think, this lap. Maybe some mistakes and trying to pull away.
Yeah, just definitely opened it up a little. Oh, that's probably why, because Castellaneta was passed. We missed it. John Heilman has moved up into 2nd place. So Heilman making some good moves here early in these battles and has found his way all the way up to 2nd. Colby Eagland is starting to inch that gap closer, though. Leclerc just reset fastest lap of the race at a 47.5, and Eagland is still in the 48.6 last time by for the 24 machine as he closes up on Castellaneta. This is a battle for 3rd. Oh my gosh, John Heilman just went over the bars and then cleaned out Castellaneta to hang on for 2nd. Eagland gets the spot anyway, but Heilman, I don't know how he didn't go down right there. Nose picked the quad and then front flipped onto the face of the 5th jump, rolled out of it, doubled into the corner, and then put Castellaneta on the ground. Heilman into the back of Eagland goes down. Eagland jumps off the track trying to hold on to the spot, and chaos has fully kicked off at this point in the battle for 2nd as Leclerc takes the white flag out front.
Yeah, this is crazy. A lot of these guys all over the place. Man, that was one of the craziest saves I've seen in a while. And you get those every once in a while, someone cartwheeling and just able to kind of save it. But Eagland, man, he's putting the hammer down now, and he's just kind of taking this clear air now and trying to maybe separate himself and throw in a little heater lap, gain some confidence. Not really going to catch Leclerc without a mistake from him, but good to see him kind of getting comfortable and now in the clear air, kind of trying to put down some heater laps.
Yeah, we saw that he skipped round 5, and apparently that was just because he wasn't happy with his championship standing and just wanted to be out of the championship at that point. So now he's going to go for race wins, but Leclerc is going to pick up the win in this one. 450 heat number 1, and Arlington has not gone to Leclerc yet. Now it has, as the 2018 champ seals the deal in 450 heat number 1. Eagland 2nd, Castellaneta 3rd, Heilman 4th, Cobble, Haley, Nichols, Pinkerton, and Blakely in the transfer spots right now. Let's see if it gets close. Nope, these guys are way back there. So Blakely's got an easy cruise here in P9. He's got some lappers behind him, but he is going to the main event.
Yeah, Chase B had a pretty good comeback right there. I saw him kind of moving up the screen. Shirley drops back out of a transfer spot. Some of these guys, though, I think just maybe bad starts. Braden Tharp, Devin Davis, some of the guys that are out of it, maybe just bad starts, not able to get the feel, and kind of, as we see going through the field, all these guys that missed the main. Some had good starts. We saw their names, saw them racing around, but some of them, I think they were kind of set in stone where they were going to finish. After you have a big start off, or a big crash off the start in this 450 class, your race can be over very quickly, and I think that's probably what happened with some of these guys.
Yeah, just checking penalties. It looks like everything stayed pretty much status quo all throughout the field. Also got a note from Saru in chat saying that sounds like Shirley's trying not to go to the main event tonight because of the point out rule and all that situation, and has to probably let a couple 450 rounds go by, I would guess, so that he can't be top 15 in points. But yeah, he was in a transfer spot, and then look at that, finishes exactly 10th. So if he finishes exactly 5th in the LCQ, I would have to assume that that's what the plan is here tonight, because Seth, certainly not a guy we normally expect to see struggling with making the main events.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I wish there was some sort of thing where you had to declare what you were racing before the season started. So if you were East, you could even start 450s, and then you were forced to drop down, you know? And it's kind of same the other way around. You say you're racing West, you dominate West. Why can't you go race 450 on the East Coast like you were planning to move up, or just having some fun, giving some more entertainment, and then maybe get penalized if you don't drop down, right? Or if you keep doing something like that. So I don't know, kind of a bummer that we have to see this, because that is the only fun I feel like we're gonna get to see is, you know, can Leclerc get up in there, can Eaglin get up in there, or Shirley, can he go and dominate? Because if he's just, you know, sitting back and letting these guys beat him, it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, Jeremy Smith is going to the line in 450 heat number 2, along with Caleb Hall, Alec Horn, Joseph Pilsner, Kevin Verzak, Nick Thomas-Sunis, Luke Sullivan, Emmanuel Cepeda, Bodie Parker, Seth Garrett, Aaron Rockefeller, Trogman, I don't know who that is, but I think that's Trevor Burns, Dylan Cavacciuti, Jacob Hubbard, Caden Speck, Tyler Lang, Braden Carter, Pablo Vial, and Brandon Larson, B-Lars, going to the gate in 20th spot.
I like the way you said that.
B-Lars.
I like your hat tonight, Kellen.
Thanks,
Very
buddy.
Nice. I want one of those hats so bad.
Man, we got chats rolling in right now. You guys are talking up a storm.
And they think we're drinking.
We are definitely not drinking tonight. It is.
I'm a sober gopher. I'm taking a break.
Sober gopher. Yeah. All right.
I had a day. My Sunday was one of the roughest days I've ever had.
Well, you hung over on Saturday?
Yeah, because
you didn't even come to Vegas with us.
I could.
That's why I didn't go to Vegas. It was gonna be too hungover.
No, I could have hung. I'm always hung.
All right.
So I was off.
Pause.
I had work doubles on Friday and Sunday, but I had Saturday all day off for some reason. And I couldn't.
Just drank all day?
I went golfing, and I went to see my friend's band play. They have like a punk band, so I went there. And then it was just like, I think it was just no food and dehydration, because I woke up, I thought I was going to die.
Okay.
I threw up. I never threw up.
Yikes. All right, we're checking out the kits before we go racing here tonight. They're all pretty solid. Nikki T always showing up with some crazy stuff out there on the MX Locker Husqvarna. Hubbo with Brandon, or Bodie Parker, I should say. Who else do we have? Pablo Vial, JS4, Braden Carter. Yeah, it's all right. Not as good of kits.
Nikki T, all white. No, the kits, I mean, ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, but if you're paying attention, I had Nikki T on the screen for like 10 seconds.
I know. Well, I'm trying to keep up with the crap talk too. I'm trying to appease the masses. But I am here for this race. Let's watch all these dudes we didn't get to watch. I'm ready for the best race of the night. Caleb Hall looking kind of thick.
All right.
His rider model looked different. I don't know if it's the way his gear, like the curves are. But she.
Yeah, you call him out like that. That's
to make me act up.
Man's got defeated over here.
Got to be kidding
Got to be kidding me. All right, folks, here we go. Final 450 heat of the night. I should probably change the graphic before the race starts. Get back in the server, and we are racing here in Dallas. Who's going to get the whole shot? Oh, no, surprise for the 78 machine getting there first. Doesn't double in, might get landed on. Watch out, Sunshine. Oh, side by side, and is going to get away from Bodie Parker. Quad up to the inside. Luke Sullivan up in the 2 spot right there on the 11 machine, trying to go side by side with Hubbard. But Hubbard is going to steal the lead away on the 78.
Yeah, Hubbard, I like the gate that he had, fifth place, like the 5th gate from the inside. Braden was all the way inside, lets you hug it, but doesn't really give you a chance to get some drive for the whole shot. Jacob Hubbard coming through with his 500th Butterfinger Crisp Whole Shot Award. And so he's going to go ahead. Falls back now, though, going long in that section. A lot of the guys are mistiming that. I don't know if it's long or short. If they're trying to quad or do 5, I don't really know. But they are sending it, and Jacob Hubbard, another great start. Luke Sullivan murdered out up front, though, able to take the lead and lead us around first time here.
The quad off and then triple into the corner. Whoa, Hubbard just went on.
Did he go
off
all
quad.
the way on?
I think he did. I think he got all the way on
brother.
off. I'm very keen to see if he does that again, because that one's
do it again.
Bobby Big Lines right there. I'll tell you that much. So let's see what he does in the whoops right here. Is anybody going to also go for the 5 line? Hubbard trying to run an early Stanley Steamer as he lands in the tough blocks right there.
Ooh, look at that line, Hubbo.
Barrel roll to death.
Yeah, 360 almost landed that. Body, Bodie, Parker, body. Trying to get by Kevin Furzaka, though. That gear is so sick. I love that color.
That teal stuff?
Yeah, like anything like minty, cyan, like
cyan.
Seafoam. Kevin Furzaka, though, from Zaka Station, the track, actually. That's where he was born and raised. That's why he's named that.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, Hubbo, Bobby, Big Lines.
Quad out. Bobby Big Lines, too. I think Sully was down at the lead, too, so Kevin from Zaka Station is now out front on the Shutaku Husqvarna? No, what are we on? Yeah, it's a Husqvarna. I think. No, Cowie?
I think
KTM? I don't know, man.
Fenders, it's got an HGS, so that should be a Cowie.
I think it's a KTM. It's a KTM.
That's fake. Just
fake
making
news.
stuff up. This skin looks sick. Put it all together. That's how you run that.
Furzaka out front from Bodie Parker, and now Hubbard is close right up behind him. Where is the 1? That is Carter. He is now up into 4th. You can see the red plates shining bright over the finish line jump. Let's see if Hubbard goes for this line again. He's going to check up, get a good drive.
Full send.
Quad up onto the table. Off. Quad into the corner. No, a little bit long on the off, so doesn't get it. Still goes
inside,
for the pass. Almost moited him as he got shoved over the berm nearly. Parker sneaks on by to hold on to the 2 spot.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see any of the other guys. I mean, after one full heat of these 450 guys, he's the only one we've seen do it. At least that's kind of up front. So we'll be interesting to see if someone uncorks that, or if that's something anyone else can get consistently. Body Parker up the inside, not going to make the move. Looks like he was diving up there, but for Zaka blocking the inside there, everyone tossing it. And look at this, 3 wide NASCAR over the finish.
So Furzaka still leads as Parker quads to the outside and misses it. Hubbard has got the pass done. Oh, Carter gets the door shut on him. Hubbard goes for the quad line again. He's going to be a little short. No, he gets it. Still quads up into the corner. And that, honestly, is not that much of a difference, but he does get a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, he was. It's hard to see because I feel like Body Parker messed that up. I almost think you need to see that next to someone like Braden Carter, who is now barking up the inside. Got to drive through the whoops. He's going to hug the inside and make that pass super cleanly. Now this would be a good way to see if that line makes up enough time. And look, those guys are going long right there, and that's what's killing them on that quad. The spacing of these jumps. Got to keep an eye on it.
Here's Hubbard now closing up on Furzaka for the race lead. He can feel the pressure of his teammate. Braden Carter closing that gap down from behind. Still goes for the quad. Little short, little bit of a wobble. Carter's going to be there. Hubbard's going to have to miss this line, I think, this time by. Does he still go for it? He does try, and he's short, and he's almost over the bars. Carter now up into 2nd place.
Yeah, Carter with a big line there, or not the biggest line, but the smoothest line, and I think that's what we see as he actually messes up a pretty easy rhythm section right there for most of these guys. That's going to allow Hubbard to get a little bit closer as they start to go into lap traffic, but I think that's the reason we might not be seeing more people hit the line that Hubbard's going for, because of that big mistake right there can ruin that whole section and lose you about 5 seconds there. Braden Carter, though, now trying to close up this 1 second gap up to Furzaka and see if he can get to the lead. Furzaka, could be the first heat he's ever won. I mean, he's been around, but I haven't seen him win nothing. Braden Carter, let him have it.
Going to be a tall task, though, because Carter has gotten there in a hurry. They both get the quad triple off of that little step table. And next up is going to be this section to see who quads up. Oh, Furzaka was a little misshapen, and Carter's got a great drive into the whoops up the left side. He's on the rear tire. He's bouncing. He's trying to hold on to it. Almost got there. Still makes the corner. Still makes the pass. Braden Carter to the lead in Arlington.
And that was unreal. Just the whoop speed that Braden Carter is able to keep over these guys. It's like the difference of watching like a B practice at Supercross and then seeing, old Chad Reed or Stu or Mookie or something like that. Just so much faster than these guys. Ooh. Oh, Braden Carter with a weird slide out there. Just started turning a little bit too early on the flat. That's going to allow Furzaka to get a little bit closer again. He's sniffing the win. He wants to have it. Maybe something will happen to Carter here if he keeps making these small mistakes. But yeah, I think elite whoop speed that these guys can have when they need to uncork it to make a pass is just absolutely insane. Still hugging that inside and kind of forcing himself up the inside right there.
White flag coming out next time by as Braden Carter tries to seal the deal on this one. Frizaka second, Hubbard third, Speck fourth. Parker now down in the 5 spot. And is going to lose a spot to Luke Sullivan, who's now in 5th. Parker 6th, Jeremy Smith 7th, Dylan Cavicciuti 8th, and Pablo Vial is in 9th now. The 16 of Caleb Hall is a lap down. So Vial has got this thing pretty well covered off from B-Lars. As long as he can keep it together for one more lap. Alec Horn and Emmanuel Cepeda going at it.
Oh!
Trying to figure out who can fishtail harder in the whoops, and Alec Horn has found the ground.
Oh!
And that is going to be Seth Garrett.
Seth Garrett said, I can fishtail the hardest. Watch this.
Found the missing trampoline at the end of the whoops right there and does a little bit of a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll as he goes down and is going to miss out on a transfer spot likely because of it. So Carter putting down a 47.3 as his best lap on lap 7 is going to bring us down to the checkered flag here on lap number 9. Braden Carter taking the dub. 450 Heat 2 goes to the champ as he jumps into transition. For Zaka second, Hubbard third, Speck fourth, Sullivan in a battle with Bodie Parker in 5th. Who's going to get this corner?
Get up the inside.
Parker showed him a nose. Doesn't get there. Sullivan 6th. Or 7th, I should say, for Jeremy Smith. Parker was 6th. Dylan Cavicciuti in 8th, and Pablo Vial whipping it off the triple. Going to bring it home in P9, just ahead of Brandon Larson. So Cepeda misses out. Alec Horn misses out. These guys going to do each other dirty in the last corner. Let's see. Someone take him out.
Yeah, he's hopping the bike. Get up.
No, he's being too sweet.
Lame.
Rockefeller and Seth Garrett not going to the main. Joseph Pilsner, Caleb Hall, Nick Thomasunas, Tyler Lang, and Trogman all going to the LCQ as well behind that. Tough break for those guys as penalties are in. And look at that. Wow, how many cuts did Braden Carter have? Because Kevin Frizaka has won the heat race here in Arlington. How many cuts did Carter have? 3.7?
3.70.
That must be, remember when he slid out on the start straight and then cut through the tough blocks? I think he missed 2 timing gates right there. And that certainly cost him a heat race victory here. So Kevin Frizaka takes the dub.
Go.
Here in 450 heat number 1.
I hope he's streaming right now. That would be super sick to see that reaction. I don't think he's ever won a race, let alone in the 450 class heat race. That's freaking awesome for Kevin. My man.
Kevin from Zaka Station getting it done.
From Zaka, actually Washington.
You know what time it is?
Or Washington. Time to pick the LCQs. It's
LCQ time, baby. It's the best time of the night. 5 minutes plus a lap. 250 LCQ coming up first. Colton Heckman, D Mills, Trent Adams, Cade Matherly, Austin Parlow, Kyle Boardman, J.R. Reyes, Tom Menard, Riley Hewen, Jack Mark, Joey Carter, Seth Carr, Nick Casella, Guillaume Ferris, Austin Baird, Gustavo Navega, Nicholas Langstrup, and Alex Heckman all go into the line. We got the Heckman Bros in the LCQ, and hopefully, in our sake, they both get in because I like our team a lot. But we also hope that some of these other big names make it in. We definitely don't want to see Cade Matherly going home early tonight.
No, I mean, that would be a huge bummer for there. I've got a lot of guys I'm rooting for here. We got our 2 teammates, my best friend D Mills, Matherly, you know, looking some of these guys that want to be and solidify themselves in the championship hunt is really they're the ones I really need to see get in early on. But yeah, let's just do Matherly, D Mills, Heckman Bros.
All right, Matherly,
Sorry,
D Mills,
everyone
Heckman
else.
Bros.
There's just not enough room.
You hate to see it for Seth Carr, Guillaume Ferris, A-Wood, also not a big Guillaume Ferris guy out here.
I mean, that's cool. Fast. He's all got enough skills. He doesn't need to be good at this.
It's loading right now into the race. Salt L, I Salt E.
Salt? Like change your name to I Salt E.
We're just loading into the race. I would show the race as fast as I possibly can, but we're just loading into the race. So chill out, chill down.
Everyone tell him to calm down.
Calm down.
Okay. Grab your pitchforks.
That's like
Look at all the KTMs.
It's like sitting in Anaheim and opening ceremonies are done and the bikes are like loading onto the gate and you're just sitting there like, come on, race already. Oh, gosh.
Dang, gosh. Well, now they do drop the gate right after you get to watch the sick 250 hot laps.
Hashtag drop the gate.
Ooh, Kyle Boardman.
Austin Partolo, who was second in Detroit.
Casella. Yeah, Partolo, that's going to be a huge miss if he doesn't make it through after such a great ride there. Casella, though, showed some speed, hit the reverse button real quick, and started going backwards. Said in chat he was getting sketchy, but, you know, I'd like to see some good things from the kid. Tyson Fresco's is number 1 in your heart, number 21 on the track.
That is the truth.
They should retire his
You think? I think Chase B would be a little upset.
Second Chase B. After
Chase B's ran it for like 6 years,
yeah,
let's retire Tyson's number now. You know what?
He runs it every single year.
You know, Tyson
he runs an Anderson replica. He would be so pissed. Run a Tyson Fresquez replica.
Tyson ran number 2 for a lot of the ending stages of his career. So I mean, chill down. All right, folks, here we go. 250 last chance qualifier in Arlington. 5 minutes plus a lap. 4 riders to the main event. Here we go, off and running. Great start for Partolo on the 52. Can he control it? No, he gets pushed out, and we have got a McAdoo situation in turn 1. Evan Ferry getting pushed out into the wall. Everybody went down, and Seth Carr has gotten away scot-free.
Yes, sir. We'll see if he goes backwards like he did after his last hole shot. Hopefully not. He's got a huge lead. I did see my buddy D-Mills sneaking up the inside in second or third place, though. Man, he's dead, I think, now. He's gone. I don't see. I was looking. I don't see him back there. But he hugged the inside like a vet move. I was gonna call it out. Rolled the first like 3 jumps. He was in third as everyone else was exploding. So Seth Carr exploding out onto the scene. And let's see what we got going on.
We got Seth Carr, Nick Casella, Kyle Boardman, J.R. Reyes 1, 2, 3, 4. Bad news for Cade Matherly fans. He's 13th here on the first lap. D-Mills is 16th, so he definitely went down early on. Tough break for him. Guillaume Ferris moving up into the 8th spot for all of you Guillaume fans out there. But it's Seth Carr leading from Casella, Boardman, and Reyes. Look at the gap already back to J.R. Reyes in the final transfer spot. I mean, that is massive for 1 lap of an LCQ. It just shows how many riders went down early on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's awesome if you're anyone.
Oh, Reyes down.
As he goes down, nose picks that. It's awesome if you're anyone but Reyes. Now Jack Mark. That's not a place you want to be. If you're up in second and third and you see that gap, you feel relieved. And look at these guys. They're all going down as they move in. We say their name, and they start getting sketchy.
The seas are parting for Cade Matherly, who's already 9th. Actually, is this crazy. 8th for him? No, 7th for Cade Matherly. And remember when we checked in with him originally, he was 13th. He's going to close up on a great battle going on as Ferris just got stuffed by Alex Heckman for 5th. And those guys are battling it out, but not for a transfer spot. They got to get to Jack Mark here on the 1-2-1 impact ride as they go across the start straight, trying to close all those gaps down. Ferris and Heckman dueling it out here in front of Matherly.
Yeah, these guys are battling, but I think that's a good thing for Matherly to see. If he sees these guys battling up in front of him, he knows that there's a chance they're slowing each other up, giving him a chance to get up into that battle too. Or, you know, they can get into each other or go down. And we're seeing these guys kind of stack some rhythm sections here. He's going to be on those rear wheels now and going into this. Look at these guys, 4 dudes in the whoop section. 3 guys, though, pretty much in this one battle. And Matherly's just going to kind of now try to pick his spot and see where he can make that move. Heckman, though, casing up on that GM to the inside. Heckman cannot
moves him out of the way. Matherly side
life.
by side. Oh, Matherly, disappointment. Does not throw dualies, so Heckman stuffs him in that corner. Oh, cross jump. Got to be careful right there. Matherly's like, please let me go by. I just want to make this pass. Oh, he tried. He thought about going back down the inside right there, but Heckman holds it steady sideways all over the place. And Matherly's like, Matherly finally gets taken out by Heckman cross jumping, and he's going to have to pick it up 2 spots further back than where he was. Heckman restarts and flips it out. So Partolo went by as he moves up into the 7 position. And Hewen also went through. Ferris still in 5th. Jack Mark has snuck away with the 4 spot. And this is very, very spread out. Crazy. As Seth Carr continues to lead.
Jack Mark got a taste of that 4 spot early on, and then now he's back in it after all that crazy action going down behind him. We'll see if he can hold on to it. He's got a pretty decent gap behind him. It looks like there's only about 5th and 6th right there close to him on the map at the top right of the corner. You can see those dots that are going to even have a chance without some big stuff happening. Bummer for Matherly. Let's see if he can maybe do something. But Jack Mark's looking like he's just riding smooth right now. Heckman, man, that was
Heckman
like
was
some of the
wild,
worst
dude.
cross jumping I've ever seen. But I know exactly how it feels because that's how I would ride. And it's like, I'm not doing it on purpose. I just suck.
Yep.
And that's Heckman had one of those.
You hate to see it sometimes.
That was a tough 15 seconds on the track for him.
Update from I4 MEJ in chat. Got word from Boardman. He says he wants to log off on the lip of the finish line. So we'll see if Boardman makes it all the way to the flag or not. We are at 4.5 minutes in, so it's going to be real tight. We might have one more lap in it, depending on if Carr gets us all the way back around in time or not. It's going to be very close, and we'll see where the progress of everyone else is. Partello Matherly's still 8th as Hewen works on Guillaume Ferris. Ferris still just about 2 seconds back of Jack Mark, but I feel like Hewen's maybe the bigger problem for Ferris here, trying to close this gap down. Mark's just got to try to hold on for a little bit longer, and he might have a spot to the main.
Yeah, he looks like he's taking a little bit more consistent lines going outside there after the whoops. You don't have to rely on your braking, cutting to the inside and getting up over that wall. Just kind of squaring everything up, being very smooth through his corners. I like his technique, but man, when you got this guy Guillaume right here with some competition right on his back, you're going to be kind of shaking. 5th and 6th position right behind you are going to be pushing, but he actually looks like he might be gaining sometimes. So maybe some nerves getting to the up to Boardman in 3rd place, and he might be kind of slowing down a little bit, and that would give Jack Mark some breathing room, and just like that.
Boardman a mistake, and here comes Hewen, and this is going to be the transfer spot battle. Hewen scoots by on the 70. Boardman is trying to keep it close. Ooh. There is still 2 laps to go because they checked in before time expired. It was really close, but Carr crossed with about 2 seconds to go. So now Hewen's got to try to hold on to this final transfer spot, and you got a host of guys behind them hoping it really kicks off up here in this battle as the white flag is now waving Hewen into the Davalos bales. Boardman makes the pass. Ferris is right there as well, as it's all 3 of them off the triple jump together, 4, 5, and 6. So Boardman takes the white flag in the final transfer spot. Will he make it back a lap later, still in the same position? Oh, Hewen down the inside, makes the pass, pushes Boardman off the track, and Ferris up into the 5 spot now, right behind Hewen.
Yeah, and just about 1/10 out now is where Guillaume Ferris finds himself. He was able to kind of just hold on, man. He's been battling, doesn't have the elite speed, but he's found himself in a great position here. One small mistake from Hewen can mean that he ends up getting through right now. Bummer from Boardman, got moved there in the sand section, but right now it's all on Hewen. Can he take it? Can he hold on to it? Seth Carr takes the lead as we're watching this ride for 4th place. Let's see what Hewen does. He's got 1 corner to go after this.
Oh, Ferris down, I think. Yeah, Guillaume Ferris down is going to miss the main event. And Hewen snuck up and made the last lap pass. He is going to the main event tonight in Arlington, along with Jack Mark, Nick Casella, and Seth Carr. Massive names missing out. Daniel Mills, Cade Matherly, Guillaume Ferris, Austin Bear, Austin Partello, who was 2nd in Detroit, almost won the opening round and is going home early tonight. Nicholas Langstrup, Tom Menard, Joey Carter, Trent Adams, Colton Heckman, Alex Heckman, Gustavo Navega, JR Reyes also headed home early. Really tough break there for some of our big names.
Yeah, I mean, so many guys, they're just missing out. They really feel like they shouldn't be missing it. Seth Carr able to kind of, turn it around, though, after a disappointing heat race. D Mills, I just saw his name, Bent Curse, which is me. I think every time I talk about him, he crashes or sucks. So sorry about that, but man, just a bummer. Some of these guys, they had a great start to their season. Came out, get a podium, and just like that, you're missing the main event. Partello with a great ride. Did he have a podium? I thought that was Padani. No, was it Padani and Partello?
Partello, Padani, and Balzer all battled it out for the win in Detroit.
Yeah, okay. So just a bummer, man. You get a 2nd place or whatever, and then now you're stuck missing the main. You feel like you're not even in this short championship. Just going to be a bummer for them. Something they got to regroup, though. This is going to be a long championship. I know it's only 8 or 9 rounds, but get it together and And come back swinging next week, I guess.
Yep, tough break for sure. But that sets us up now for the 450 Last Chance Qualifier, the final qualification race of the night here in Arlington before our big main events. Nick Thomas-Sunis, Caleb Hall, Alec Horn, Ethan Parks, Tyler Lang, Joseph Pilsner, Emmanuel Cepeda, Hayden Stevenson, Evan Holt, Braden Tharp, Spencer Turley, Seth Shirley, Frank Jackson, Seth Garrett, Aaron Rockefeller, Devin Davis, Anthony Pachone, Evan Vanderkoy, Tanner Rogers, and Brandon Larson going to the gate in the 450 LCQ. We'll keep an eye on whether Shirley does go for it or not. It sounds like the case with him is not. He is trying to not make the main event here tonight. I personally, for me, I think the rule is dumb, and I agree with you, Awood, but if you know you're not trying to make the main event, I think you should just skip the race.
I agree too, because I think if he does not make the main, same thing with I said, if you don't drop back down, like if you say you're going to do something and you don't drop back down, you should be penalized, suspended, something, right? Because so that you're not doing that and hurting other people's races. If you're not going to make the race to make the main event and race at your full, giving it 100% effort, I think you should be penalized, suspended, something. You should not be allowed to do that because you're removing one transfer spot from someone that could go in and try to get their best finish and make their dream of making a main event, because some people never even get there.
Right, exactly. That's my take with it, because someone who qualified 41st tonight, and Seth Shirley qualified 6th or something, and he was fully in. It's understandable. But someone who qualified 41st tonight could have raced tonight and is not going to be able to go out there because of it. So
I would love to see him go. If he goes out and don't race every round, but when you go out, go to win.
Yeah.
I want to see him battle to beat Braden Carter. I love that. I love Seth. I love Braden. I love those guys. Look at these boys kicking it. Squad. Gang.
Right.
Ooh, bricked up.
Easy.
But I mean, it's like you need to put in your effort, because I love to watch him race and I want to see that happen. But on the same side, I will tell him, hey, if you're not going to give it 100%, you should not be allowed to race. You should be punished or something, right? Like, you got to be real with it. So
I mean, it is what it is.
Greco?
Joseph Pilsner. He's able to make his own decision. I get it. It's not a big deal. But if I knew I wasn't going to try to make the main event, I think I would race.
For other people.
Yeah, right.
Go fast.
So we'll see what happens.
Eat ass.
Whether or not he tries to go into the main event or not, we're about to find out. 20 riders going to the gate. Only 4 spots available for the main event. It is time for the 450 Last Chance Qualifier here in Arlington. Gate is down now as we're off and running. And Shirley does get a great jump on the 2. He's going to get squeezed off. I think it was a Phil's ski and snowboard KTM up the inside, maybe B-Lars? No, it's Tanner Rogers on the 55. Ooh. Braden Tharp grabs the early race lead, but it's Tharp, Rogers, Larson, and Cepeda up in the mix. 38 of Ethan Parks also back there in 5th spot, so pretty clean start for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of those guys getting through nice and clean. I saw Turley go down. B-Lars goes down, skips a whoop or something, kicks sideways.
Track.
Getting cut on Seth Garrett. Just a little bit of cheat. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, though. I respect it. But Seth Garrett, man, just like that, moves up past Heck. Who's that?
That was Heckman and Thomas-Sunis.
Okay, yeah, Heckman.
Turned around. Tyler Lang.
Bummer.
All right. Tyler Lang moving up into a good spot here in 5th early on. It is still Seth Garrett in the transfers position, as we got a battle for second going on. Cepeda and Rogers duking it out. Both of them quad triple into the corner, and Rogers trying to shut the door. Remember, Rogers, I think, entered this round 8th or maybe even 7th in the championship standings. So pretty good start to the year for the rider out of Canada on the Phil Ski and Snowboard number 55. He is trying to keep the ball rolling here in Texas. Go to the main event here at round 7. And he's in a good spot right now in 2nd. Cepeda's still giving him that pressure. And then Garrett, not too far behind them, is in the final transfer spot in 4th. Only 4 riders go to the main event. Everybody else goes home early. And Tyler Lang does not want to go home early, because then we wouldn't have a race.
That kind of sucks. You got to go home? What if you don't like your home? I mean, these guys, man, battling through. It's crazy to see guys with 1 digits, single digits. Number 5 championship winner, Tyler Lang. I know he's doing a lot more running races, not playing as much, probably getting old like the rest of us, but it's crazy to just see them, you know, missing main events and seeing some of the names you see across the top of the screen.
Ooh, is that Garrett down? Seth Garrett down at the end of the rhythm section.
Out of a transfer.
Loses 2 or 3 spots, gets kind of ran into by Seth Shirley. And yeah, T-Lang now into a transfer spot, up into 4th. He's got D. Davis right behind him. Ethan Parks not too far behind that. So let's see if T-Lang can hold on to it. Cepeda, Tharp has now been passed. Tanner Rogers has taken over the race lead in this LCQ. And unlike the 250 class, our leaders are hanging real tight. Look at Rogers jumping all the way over 4. I don't even know what he just did. Over 4.2?
How did he?
I don't even know.
Do that. I need to see what just happened after this. There's no way they can jump across the start straight, right?
He did, yeah. He just jumped across the start straight into the gap and then went from the 2nd single all the way to the 5th jump in that rhythm and then 4 out, I think. I don't know.
See, if you ever want to get our attention, that's what you need to do. Hubbard with the quad on top. No matter what place you're in, start doing a big line, and that's all you got to do is do something no one else is doing. Is that D. Davis is down in the corner?
No, I think that was Caleb Hall getting lapped.
Okay, just Caleb Hall. D. Davis hopefully still on the push, and he is now in the 4th spot, actually. So
we have
Davis
lost
moved into a transfer and lost Parks. Shirley?
No,
Shirley, that can't be right.
Who did we lose? Cepeda.
Shirley
was
with
up
the fastest lap of the race. Just
Cepeda now has slipped back to 11th as Lang goes by Caleb Hall. D. Davis is indeed in a transfer spot. Ethan Parks has now closed up behind him, 37 and 38 in your program books, but number 1 and 2 in your heart right now because they're about to give you all the battling you could hope for in an LCQ. Parks versus Davis for 4th. Who gets it done?
I mean, this is going to be a battle for the ages if they can stay up. What's going to happen? Who's going to yell at who? Will there be a forum post? We don't know. Devin Davis scrubbing and trying to make his 10,000th main event here, basically. He's got to be close to the record or something. Been racing for so long and been at a good level for so long. Let's see if he can hold on, see what happens kind of here through this long rhythm section. And just like that,
Parks off the track.
Parks makes a huge mistake. Seth Shirley's going to go by, and he...
Shirley into your living room.
Quad triple in the living room, almost into the giant SpongeBob. And he stays up. But is he trying to qualify?
I don't know. He's 6th right now, and he ran one of the best laps of the race. Oh, Davis down as Tharp was trying to pick it up in front of him. And Parks now into a transfer spot. So let's see what happens here because Parks has got Seth Shirley right on his tail. And the 38 machine is trying to hold it on. 5 minutes have almost come and gone, so 2 laps to go this time by for Ethan Parks. And the next flag will be the white flag for our race leaders. So here comes Seth Shirley trying to close the gap down for P4. Is he going to just stay in 5th or what's going to happen? As Andrew Wood breaking the desk over next to me can't quite figure out why his microphone stand just fell off. Parks quads up into the corner and holding steady as it runs right now, but it is awfully close with Shirley there in the background.
Yeah, we're having a bad time. You might have to take this over for a second.
Okay, I'm going to call the race from here because A-Wood is in microphone hell over there as he's slapping it on the table. He's hitting things all over the place. Yeah, slapping the bass. Here we go. Seth Shirley is right there on Parks. Is he going to push him or is he going to battle him? Let's see what happens. It got really tight. Up and over the finish line jump they go. You see T-Lang still right up the road. And Parks is keeping everybody honest. Misses the rut, and Shirley's going to pull up alongside of him, give him a nudge, and Parks goes down.
Later.
Parks is down, and Shirley is into the final transfer spot, so this is the litmus test. Does he go into the main event and take a spot, or is he going to let people go based on what we've been hearing in the chat room? As Joseph Pilsner, no, that's B-Lars, moves out of the way on the 76. Parks just crashed, battling it out for 4th place. Meanwhile, up front, Tanner Rogers takes the win in the LCQ. Looks like Tharp will hold on for 2nd, Lang 3rd, and look at that, Shirley did check up. He still hasn't let someone go yet. Let's see. He's going to go through the final corner, and Seth Shirley is going to qualify for the main event tonight in Detroit. As he finishes up in 4th, Frank Jackson 5th, Pilsner 6th, Parks 7th, Devin Davis in 8th, Cepeda, Pachon, Rounding out the top 10, Vander Koy, Horn, Turley, Larson, Hall, Rockefeller, Stevenson, Holt, Garrett, and Thomasounis. Wow, what a race.
That was crazy, almost as crazy as my mic situation over here at the end of that race. I'm surprised Seth Shirley goes through and takes that one. Does he try to go from last transfer spot to win the race? Or do we think he even has that if he's on? Because I don't know if if he's just off tonight or if he's been trying to not make the race. But no, he made the race. So
he did make the race.
It's going to be interesting to see what this guy does. I love that 2 looks like not big enough, but reminds me of a McGrath 2 more than like a Villapoto 2. Could be.
What's going on in Sim Chat? People want me to take a look.
And Frank Jackson has made the main, says Seth Shirley.
I don't.
Wait, but he didn't give him the spot? Does he think?
What?
Or they're going to kick Shirley? Wait, go back. Frank's saying because Shirley's not racing.
Wait, what?
Well, that's just one random dude who says that. John Hellman, Impadon.
Yeah, but then Shirley says, and Frank Jackson has made the main. And now Evan Holt knows I'm looking at chat. I don't know what just happened, but if they let Frank in because Seth wants out, I don't know. I'm not for that.
I'm gonna be mad about that.
Yeah, that's too much tampering.
Just don't do it. You took away a spot on the start gate. You changed all the race, no matter, even if you whole shot and won. Like, I don't know, Seth. Don't make me hate you. I already hate so many riders. Luckily, a couple of them don't race anymore. Don't make me hate you. I have elected to give... No! Just race! If you don't go win...
Yeah, I'm not for that.
I'm mad at you. We're mad at you.
No, I mean, I'm just not for it. Like, race.
It's
either race or don't. Like, I know it's RF's stupid rule. It's real life stupid rule, too. It's a real life rule. So that's why RF does it. But either race or don't. Like, don't.
Yeah, now I'd rather race Daytona. So now I just raced half the night show and took a spot for someone transferring and did all this stuff and was a part of the races to now not race and give your spot. If you're not going to race Daytona to win, you can't race. Shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Who do I got to talk to?
About what?
To get on the rules committee.
The rules committee. They literally just copy the Supercross rulebook. But
they don't do they don't do anything. They should change things. And they don't enforce the real names.
Yeah, but that's just because Kohenauer's never here anymore.
What about T-Lang? What are you doing?
I don't know. T-Lang, I don't think has that kind of power, man. I don't know. Just saying.
Get together.
250 main event
Make it
coming
free
up.
Or care.
Let's get back to the more fun stuff instead of talking about all these rules. Rules and rules and rules. Alrighty, folks. Going to the gate in the 250 main event here tonight in Arlington, not Detroit. Where are we? Bill is Rogan McIntosh, Rasmus Balzer, Seth Crotty, Matt Cromie, Will Canal, Jeff Cooper, Riley Hewen, Killian Ortiz, Seth Carr, Dalton Cotto, Christopher McPherson, Alex Doyle, Max Chwalik, Maxime Vanderbeek, Cole Betts, Garrett Hollenbeck, Logan Mortberg, Nick Casella, Max Wilczek, Jack Mark. Did I think I got everybody? Johnny Padani. I don't know if I said him. Alex Doyle. Awood.
Yes, sir.
My friend.
A whole shot.
Do you have the Design Lab Co. whole shot?
So,
winner?
And now that I could see the full list of names very easily, where did my boy Hubbo end up in his heat race?
Well, he's not in this race.
Okay, this is 250s.
Why did you pop the mic filter off, by the way?
Oh, that must have been an accident.
This guy over here is struggle bussing.
Dude, it fell off. That's happened before.
Well, it's because you keep playing
I know,
with it.
I was trying to stand up because my back hurt.
All right,
I am going to go with, from the outside gate, Seth Carr.
All right. I am going to pick... Gosh, I don't know. It could be anybody, dude. This 250 class is so wide open.
Oh, no, you do.
You know what? I'm going to go Seth Crotty. Shut up. I'm going to go Seth Crotty.
Get mad at me for this is a big decision. There's money on the line.
Is there?
Someone said
who's donating?
Someone said $5 and
because I freaking nailed it a couple weeks ago and no one cared.
I nailed it too. I nailed it last week, 2 weeks ago.
We got Chwalik pick from Harrison H in the chat. We said Balzer and then Chwalik. Seth Carr, JVL photo with a tier 1 sub. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the support. Also want to go way back and thank Tanner Tanner BRK for the sub. All right. For the sub.
Barking.
Thank you so much for that. All right, folks, it's time for round number 2 of 250 East here in Arlington. Who's going to get the Design Lab whole shit? We're about to find out. That 30 card is up and ready to turn sideways and send these boys charging into turn number 1. It's round 2 of 250 East here in Arlington. Here we go.
Big jump from the inside.
Ooh, inside line. That's Padani. Padani does not get to the corner first. I think by a nose. It was Chowsey who picked up the Design Lab whole shot, but Johnny Padani picking up right where he left off from his heat race has the lead in the main event.
Johnny Padani can't get back on the track here, though. That's a skill that some people need to have. Ooh, just like that. I think that's Chowsey going high. Padani, though, going to lead the pack up the inside as we see
Chowsey in the background
going big down back there in the whoops. Drop the front wheel, pogo stick. Just like that, we got a pack of 2 now leading the way. Padani leading McIntosh and Cottle in 3rd, Chromie in 4th. But this is an early battle here. Let's see who can take this and kind of get away.
I sent you the link for a reason. You don't have to look all the way over here.
Yeah, but then I was in the chat because I like being with the people. I'm a man of the people, and they read it better over there.
Padani leads after lap number 1. McIntosh 2nd, Caudill 3rd, Chromie 4th, and Killian Ortiz rounds out our top 5. Little front 7 group of Jeff Cooper and Maxime Vanderbeek are the ones breaking away early on as Cooper rips the quad into the corner right there. Chromie up the inside has passed his way into 3rd and is now trying to latch on to McIntosh and Padani. Remember Chromie last year? Middle of the season, almost won an East race.
Didn't he like come back mid-season and almost win a race? So
randomly
Chromie
on the 503.
Bad first round last week.
Look at that, passing into 2nd place.
Just like you ain't nothing. My name's Chromie Chaos, and I'm coming to bring the rain and get some dubs. Lax Bro all over it. Converted to Golf Bro. Moving on up, Johnny Padani in the all black. Can he get away? We see this shot right there. Great shot of Chromie entering the rhythm section as Padani gets near the end. These 250 riders, they got the track down. They've had so much time, and they're now able to get these rhythm sections cleaner. I think it's going to be a little bit more about the whoops. Just maintaining your speed.
Someone just got teed up in the background. Jeff Cooper got laid out by Dalton Caudill, and it had sandwiched him between who's that in the mix there? Jeff Cooper, Caudill, Chwalik was also down, and Balzer coming through just went down at the end of the whoops. I was just about to say Rasmus Balzer, who was making his way forward, set the fastest lap of the race at a 49.7 last time by, but now is way back in the field. 18th spot, or 17th, I should say, for the 1E, and has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Balzer having a really rough start to his East Coast campaign this season. Running with that red number 1 plate, they say it makes it a little bit heavier. Is that affecting him? Or maybe just not prepared, but back up front, Chromie with the triple in on the outside. He's going to move to the inside, doesn't get that, or goes long on that second triple. Doesn't get the clean double out, side by side through the whoops.
Chromie had momentarily taken the lead on our timing sheet, so that's why we went back up here. We see a 3-rider battle. Maxime Vanderbeek also in the mix. Matt Chromie wants a piece of the lead in Arlington, scrubbing this triple hard. He's pushing Padani, making him work for it. Got a great line out of this corner. Doolies. And Padani still holding tough with the race lead right now. Not letting Chromie get up there, but I feel like they both maybe need to worry more about Vanderbeek, who is sneaking up into the picture here with a 50.2 last time by.
Yeah, Vanderbeek's lap times, it's weird because it feels like he just kind of snuck up, but his last lap looks like he's even a little bit slower than some of the leaders here, or at least what Padani ran, 50 flat. So it's interesting to see these 3 so close, but this 250 East Coast class bringing us what we wanted, a three-man battle up front. Crotty only 5 back in fourth, and he's got some competition right there. So this class is open for the taking. Anyone can run away with this title too. Get a good win here and start mixing up the points. I do think we're going to see a very close East Coast title if it stays the way that it has in these first race and a third so far. And
I'll tell you what, Matt Cromie is fired up in the 2 spot, not letting Johnny Pedani get away. 49.9 last time by for Pedani, 50.2 for Cromie. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, was just set by Max Wilczek in P19, so he's on a rough start to his race, but trying to turn things around. Balzer just checks in with a 49.6. He's in 12th still, trying to charge forward on the 1E. But as we watch this battle for the lead out front, it is about to get chaotic here with Cromie putting the pressure on Pedani. Cromie hopping in the whoops a little bit. Doesn't look as clean as Pedani in the whoops, but almost everywhere else, I feel like Cromie maybe has a slight upper hand.
Yeah, it's one thing right here as well.
Look at this. Seems Pedani misses the triple, and out to the outside goes Matt Cromie, taking over the race lead in Arlington. Holy smokes. When we talked about it last year, I think it was 2014, right? The last time Matt Cromie won a 250 main event in MX Simulator, and now he leads the main event here in Arlington. This is history right here. Longest gap between wins, I think, for Matt Cromie if he gets it done.
That's crazy. I mean, Cromie just coming out, just gelling with this track, must be putting in the work. You don't just come out and do this out of nowhere. He said comeback season is on. I'm going to break the record, make some history. He is on fire right now. My world's on fire. How about yours? That's what he's saying. Johnny Pedani, but he's chasing though, man. He gained some time in the whoops right there, and I thought I guess that's where Cromie was losing it most of the time. But let's see if he can kind of keep that going throughout the rest of the track. We're going to go on board now and watch this chase and see some lap times.
All right, stat people in the chat. I know some of you are out there. When was Cromie's last win? I think 2014 Phoenix, if you want to go back and look. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it was 2014 or 2013 last time the Chrome Dog got a dub in 250 Supercross competition. So someone go back and check as he's now battling Pedani, closes the door, and Pedani stays in second place. I remember looking up this stat last year when he nearly won the race in, I want to say it was like Indy or something like that. Almost won Indianapolis in the 250 East Division. Trying to get it done here tonight in Arlington. And he has got a lot of work to do to hold off Johnny Pedani, but this is unbelievable if he can get it done.
Yeah, 1 decade in the 250 class is crazy. No, that's going to be insane, though. I mean, Cromie's just always been racing this game. I mean, man, he's got to be younger than me, too. Starting probably when he was 14 years old. Now he's probably 24 or somewhere right around there or something. And it's crazy that this game has had this shelf life this long. You know, last year was my 10-year anniversary of my Southwick win in 2013. And it's crazy to even think that, you know, the year I graduated high school was also the year I got my win, and it's been so long. Like, it's crazy that some of these guys are still racing. Dennis Fjellberg appeared in chat too. Gave a compliment.
I know, Dennis Fjellberg.
I didn't know that was possible.
I knew it was military night. I didn't know it was throwback night as well.
Yeah, they're just combining the two. But Cromie's looking great right now. He's looking very consistent as he goes along there and misses this rhythm section. And that's actually how he got into the lead in the first place. He needs to just keep nailing these rhythm sections and the whoops.
I'd love to go back and look at some other battles, but there's honestly so much action going on out front. I can tell you, Max Chwalik, fastest rider on the track last time by in 7th. Balzer is now into 10th. He's still running low 49, so Balzer is on the move. He is currently 20 seconds off the lead, though, so it's going to be a tall task for him to get up here and battle for the win as we are halfway through the main event here tonight in Arlington. Can Matt Cromie steal this win? Johnny Pedani is still there. How about Maxime Vanderbeek hanging tough with these guys as well? He's only a couple seconds off of Pedani, as once again we see Pedani really clean in the whoops. Cromie not so much, starting to hop through them quite a bit, and that could come into play later as Pedani tries to set up a pass once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty surprising that Vanderbeek's been able to hold on. We saw him there in 3rd, and just it's slipping away a little bit, but able to just have a nice clean ride. Cole Betts, nice ride in 4th as well, with Chwalik chasing in 5th. Jack Mark as well, great ride. Just look at the name scroll across the top of the screen. But it's going to be interesting to see how Cromie handles the whoop section as the race, as the track breaks down. This race goes a little bit longer. We're 8 minutes and 44 seconds in. almost probably going to be exactly halfway after we get the +1 lap. So we'll see how he does it. He has a nice smooth whoop section that time, does lose some time, but it's where he's gaining it on the rest of the track that matters. Padani's always been better than him in the whoops. And so we got to keep an eye on just their consistency through these rhythms. If any of them hang a wheel, case up on something, or go a little bit long, that's going to be the decision maker. And Padani, though, might have had a big mistake. He's now 2.3 seconds down. He just lost a lot there. Must have maybe cased the rhythm section behind him and lost a big gap to Chromie.
Yeah, tough break for him. I would love to look up that stat on Chromie, and I just went to the Race Factory website to do so, but when you click on a rider's name on Race Factory, it breaks the website. Good website, good times over there for sure.
I know how to fix. I'll do it. You have to be logged in.
Okay, so Awood's going to go try to check that out for us. So Chromie continues to lead. Padani 2.6 back. Vanderbeek another 5 seconds back of Padani. Cole Betts having the ride of his life. The privateer number 234 effort, holding on to 4th place, coming up on 10 minutes into this main event. Really, really good ride. And then Seth Carr out of the LCQ running in 5th. Wanted to go back because we'll find Balzer now up into 7th. Our winner from the opening round has made some really good progress to the field. 48.9, his best lap of the race, and he didn't run it all that long ago. Lap 9 for him, and we're on lap 12 right now. So balls are still flying. Just got around Jack Mark, who was flying off the racetrack right there. And Jack Mark only going to lose 1 spot. His teammate McPherson is right there. No, excuse me, not teammates. They look pretty close, but just slightly different Husqvarnas. So balls are up to 6 now, 51 flat. He's got a lot of time to gain up to Seth Carr. We'll see if he can make that gap come down or not, as Chromie continues to circulate out front. And man, 3-second gap now. It's slightly opening up. It feels like Chromie just is inching this gap a little bit away, but now lap traffic is going to come into play heavy right now. He's got a group of maybe 4 or 5 guys right in front of him. Woo, that was really tight with a lap rider right there. Almost jumped on Dalton Caudill right there over the finish line jump, as they were just kind of rubbing helmet tips to each other right there. And Chromie continues to lead the race now by a few seconds. Awood, you got it?
No, it's still broken.
Okay, it's still
not
broken.
Your fault. I did it the other day. It wasn't letting me view events or racers because I was looking at some of my own stats. I was feeling myself, and I had to log in, and then now it's just broken. So, typical.
Oh,
Chromie goes
Chromie! He saved that! And he gets up and then gets into Padani, and Padani hits him, and that's finally what causes Chromie to go down. Oh, you hate to see that one. What a save in the first place, but Padani had nowhere to go as Chromie picked it up sideways, trying to not fall himself, and that puts Vanderbeek up into the 2 spot. He just went down, though, so Chromie moves right back into position, but now Padani leads here with 3 minutes and a couple seconds left to go on the clock. 4.4 seconds is the lead. Does this reignite Padani trying to close this thing down, as he is now going to be the first one to get through all this lap traffic?
Yeah, it's going to be tricky, but I mean, look at, it's a big gap to Chromie, but that's about the gap they had at the beginning of the race, entering and leaving this rhythm section at the same time. So anything can happen. It's only 4 seconds right there. Anyone can make a mistake. Cole Betts, nice, into 3rd. You got a bike? But Vanderbeek just can't stand the pressure. Bummer for him. Moves up into 2nd finally and goes down yard. So Padani, man, this is a great ride. Just kind of just showing some consistency, right? Even having some mistakes. These guys, only these 3 able to hold it all together, and Padani gonna have easily the points lead after a great, the only guy to be on the podium twice in a row in this East Coast class.
I see you guys just quickly in chat. I see you guys talk about ages. Leclerc is not 37. Leclerc is maybe 27. He took off from 2000 and
he started in
19 to 2021 because he was in the military, so that would have been like early 20s.
He started in like 13 too, Leclerc.
Yeah. No, I think he's maybe like 26, 25,
yeah,
26.
I'm 28. You're old.
Devin's my age. Devin's 30, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Probably Devin is the oldest guy still out there. I don't know. There's usually a handful of old guys, though, that you just don't realize.
Used to talk crap on the forums, maybe the old guy. He's still
Havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't race.
No, but
Warrior Chad Estabrooks was probably the oldest one that's ever qualified. I think he was in his 40s.
No. One of the guys on 180 decals.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Me and Barrington still talk about him to this day.
Yep. I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's from TX's home race. He's probably here watching right now. Where's he at?
Maybe.
He was old.
Like, he wasn't that old. Chill out.
He probably was 45 when I was.
Mike Strela was making races in his mid-30s.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Haley's old.
Bobby Bonds qualified for some races as well, and he was in his late 30s, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been a minute since we've seen some real old heads out here, but definitely not. Yeah, that's who Chad Estabrooks is, Nate, is Warrior.
Who's JVL Photo? Isn't that Chris Checkers?
No, JVL Photo's Jordan VL, I think is his name.
No. Havoc still being on the forums that old and not racing is crazy.
Yeah. All right, here we go, folks. I think we're down to the final 2 laps of racing here, and we're seeing whether or not Matt Cromie can close the gap down. 3.0 seconds, and some lap traffic could still help him out in the fight to try to close the gap to Padani. Padani maybe starting to sweat it a little bit. We saw at Detroit that Padani was in a position to win, and it started to fall apart late. Can Padani hold on here for just a little bit longer? He's coming to the white flag this time by. And it is going to get very interesting down the stretch here with these lappers in play still. Can Cromie close it down on the final lap, or will Johnny Padani break through and win the second round here tonight in Arlington? White flag is in the air. The 26 machine has got 1 lap to try to finish this thing off. 2.6 seconds to gap back to Matt Cromie. Lap traffic down in the way. Padani does a great job to avoid that. And Cromie got hung up a little bit, so Cromie's going to lose some time. And, Balzer made it all the way to 3rd. He went down, and that allowed Seth Carr through. So Padani's just got to try to survive a couple more sections, get the whoops clean one more time. All riders down in front of him, and he has to bounce through them a little bit awkwardly. But he makes it clean.
All the guys back here with Cromie.
I know.
And Carr, that's crazy.
Look at that. Padani just completely checks up. Yeah. I'm not doing anything crazy. We're doubling this thing all the way to the flag. He has probably got his hands tightened up so much, but he's bike humping in the air. How about it? Johnny Padani takes the win tonight here in Arlington. Matt Cromie threw it at him, but is going to have to settle with 2nd, just ahead of Seth Carr in 3rd. Cole Betts was on the podium late in this one, slips all the way back to 4th, and Balzer, from being down in 17th early in this one, crawls back into the top 5. He's not going to have the points lead. That will be Padani, but Balzer certainly will be very close regardless of which. Vanderbeek, Schwalik, Jack Mark, Ryan Chowsey from an early crash picks it up. He's going to get a top 10 result out of it with a 9th. And Garrett Hollenbeck rounds out our top 10 here tonight in Arlington. McPherson, McIntosh, Canal, Cooper, Doyle, Wilczek, Hewen, Ortiz, Casella, Caudill, Crotty, and Mortberg are our finishers in this one here tonight. Look up at the podium, and it looks like Cromie lost 2nd on penalties. That went to the 15 of Seth Carr in the end. So Carr had a really up and down night, but recovered well to still get 2nd.
Yeah, crazy right there. I mean, I thought we were going to see this championship battle be really, really close because of the mixed match kind of points. But when you do get one guy that goes like 2-1 or 3-1, you know, it's going to kind of separate a lot. Good to see Balzer in there with a great finish as well. Man, that's just great rides by all these guys. Great ride by Jack Mark, 8th place, Cole Betts, 4th. Just some of these names kind of slotted in with the names we all know and love, and seeing those guys, you know, slide up in there. So very cool for that. Brian Hale was the guy.
Yeah, Brian Hale.
So old.
I'm telling you though, I think Bobby Bonds was maybe older. Because Bobby qualified for some nationals in like 15, 16. And he was like barely into his pro career in the early 2000s.
Yeah, because he was like, I remember him at like Steel City, like wasn't he part of the push the bike up the hill thing?
I don't know about that, but he always complains that Grant Langston broke his foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Which is what, 02?
01? Maybe? I don't know.
That's your. I was just making up numbers.
Deep dive at this point, but yeah, Bobby Bonds definitely made some races. He's pretty old.
Yeah, that's pretty old. That's pretty good because you got to be at least Yeah, 40. Shoot.
Just about.
Shoot. Yeah, maybe even worse than that. Older.
No,
worse.
I don't think he was like old by that point, but yeah.
If he's like 17 in 2000, oh, I guess it's only 12 years later. I was thinking of 91. Never mind. Not that bad. Hey, Racer the Rat.
Must be the money.
Hey.
Racer Rat. Appreciate the sub.
Racer D Rat.
It's Racer Rat. I know him. He's my guy.
D Rat.
We used to mob Reflex.
Racer D Rat.
Racer the Rat.
He's got little guys in his helmet controlling him.
Pause.
Little dudes inside him. Just kidding. Inside his helmet.
He's got rats inside of his helmet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reflex goats.
Thank you for the 1-bit orbit as well. He's got 1 bit in his orbit. Ayo.
What do I got?
What I got from you, Andrew Wood, is I am going to need, good sir,
Butterfinger Crisps.
Design Lab Co. whole shot winner. John Heilman and Alexis Leclerc, Jeremy Smith, Pablo Vial, Braden Castellaneta, Jack Haley, Chase Blakely, Luke Sullivan, Kevin Frizaka, Jacob Hubbard, Braden Carter, Frank Jackson, Brayden Tharp, Colby Eaglin, Tyler Nichols, Caden Speck, Tanner Rogers, Dylan Cavachuti, Race Cobble, Tyler Lang, or Bodie Parker. Awood, hook it up. You know who it is. Pick him already and get it over with.
I do. You know who it is?
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
Number 7.
Wow, you're going Leclerc this week? Well, I'm picking Hubbard then, all day long.
Skyzord number 1.
All right.
And that's what he's going to be out of the gate, into the first turn, over that white stripe, and probably down by the end of the first race.
All right, well, the Design Lab Co. whole shot pick is going to be the 78 of Jacob Hubbard. I think he gets to the corner first. We'll see if he makes it to lap 6 this week. We're not too sure. We're going to hold out hope that things will work for the 78 because he gave us this sick interface that we're using, and we love it. So, yeah. Hubbo the whole shot machine. No question about it. 450 main event time coming up, though. 39-point lead for Braden Carter in the championship. He's continuing to march his way to the all-time 450 wins record, and he could take another big step here tonight in Dallas.
Dallas.
Rico Dallas. Here we go, folks. It is time to go racing here in Arlington. 450 main event, round 7, Lone Star State. Catch the fever.
I like the gate my guy went with.
Hubbard with a great start down the inside, rips the whole shot. The Design Lab Co. whole shot goes to Hubbard. A lot of guys went down. Your pick came across in second. The 7 of Leclerc down the inside is in second place. He's bringing Castellaneta with him, and it's a Phil Ski and Snowboard 1, 2, 3 with a big old gap to everybody else behind them.
I mean, this just feels like every race we've ever watched with for the last couple of years. Hubbard and Castellaneta right up front. Leclerc in the mix as always. And it's just, these are just great starters, consistent. Just like that, though, makes a mistake. Oh, Hubbo doesn't want to give it up. Jumps deep inside Leclerc. And Dooley's tries to scrub up underneath
Hubbard
the inside. He went out left to
block
right.
past him. And they all go off the finish line jump together. The 78, 7, and 22 Phil Ski and Snowboard KTMs filling up your living room right now in a battle for the lead. Hubbard is going to short it, and there is the quad onto the table from Hubbard as Castellaneta lands on Leclerc, and now it's 78 versus 7 at the front. Hubbard still busting out the big boy lines, and when we had Max Volan in studio 2 weeks ago, he told us that Hubbard's main problem is he can never settle. He always goes for the big lines, always goes for the hot laps, so now he's going to try to settle in and win this race here tonight, but he's still going for the big ones.
I mean, I think that's just who he is. You can't stop him, you know. He's like a wild animal. He can't be tamed. You just got to let him live his life. If he comes home with a win, tossing huge whips and hitting big lines, then that's what's going to happen. I respect that. And I think Castellaneta may have not hit Leclerc and just looped out on his own, which is awesome. Because the fact that you're trying to put the power down that hard that you loop it is insane. And I got some respect right there.
Well, Hubbard and Leclerc still absolutely putting it down out front. Braden Carter update, he is 7th after 1 lap and battling it out right now with Luke Sullivan. Looks like he just made that pass into 6th in the background for what it's worth. And there's a pretty big gap actually from P5 back to 6th right now. It's pretty tight between Eaglin, Jackson, and Frizaka, 3, 4, 5 behind our lead group. And then Carter is in 6th. Keeping an eye on some other big names throughout the field. Looks like Luke Sullivan has slipped back to 8th now. Tyler Lang in 10th. Jeremy Smith on the 4 all the way back in 14th. And Jack Haley, who qualified really well here tonight, is 19th. So a tough break for him. But everyone else kind of spread out through the field with no Jeremy Seabold here tonight either.
Yeah, just weird to kind of look at our timing and look at the names scrolling across the top of the screen for you guys. Some names, I feel like every week there's one or two where you're like, what's happening to that person? Why are you in 18th? And, you know, Jack Haley and some of those other people. Really surprising to see, but good to see Braden Carter dropping the fastest lap time last time around and kind of moving his way up, because I do want this battle up front to tighten up. I know it's not really for the championship, but we can still get some good, consistent racing every week in and week out here in this 450 class. Yeah,
Carter's up to 5th now, 47.2 last time by, as there's Eagland up into 3rd for Zaka, and then Carter, let's see what he lays in, 48.1 this time by. Kind of all the faces we really like to see up front, though. Zaka won his heat race, so he certainly belongs in this mix, but we got Carter, we got Eagland, we got Hubbard, we got Leclerc. I mean, oh, and that is Leclerc down, I believe, out of 2nd, or is it? Yeah, it is Leclerc. So Hubbard now out into the lead with a 7-second advantage. Eagland now into 2nd as Leclerc was picking it up. He is now back into the 5 spot as Frizaka and Carter both went by. And now the massive gap goes to Hubbard in the lead, and he can maybe settle in with this. We'll see if he's able to do so as we head on to the dreaded lap number 6. This is the kryptonite of Jacob Hubbard, as we always talk about. Lap 6, for some reason, doesn't quite work for him, and we'll see if he holds on to it. Still going for that checkup quad line. Easy peasy. Down in transition. Quads into the corner. No! And he cased it and went down in the lead on lap 6. He's going to pick it up still in a battle. No, he's stuck in the Davalos bales. Oh, no. He's completely stuck. He's got to get someone to hit him. He's got to back all the way through the Davalos bales after leading. And he flips it around, just getting in behind Castellaneta all the way back to 8th from the lead with a 7-second advantage. Oh, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal.
That was crazy. What a bad break, getting stuck up in those, with that rear wheel up in those Davalos bales to where you can't really get your bike. Even reversing you can get out, but you can't kind of get it humped and pin it and, you know, get out of there. So had to go all the way out back just like that. That's going to allow Eagland to now have the lead. And look who it is in 2nd position coming up after a great heat race. First heat race dub. Does he come in for a main event win? Does Kevin from Zaka have it in him to come in and battle Eagland for this? We're going to have to wait and see. He's got the speed, he's got the pace. He did it over 6 minutes. Can he do it over 20+1? I'm
not sure what happened, but after Hubbard crashed, we also appeared to have lost Braden Carter, who went down, ran a 57.9, his worst lap of the race, and is now back into 5th spot. So Leclerc moves up to 3rd, Sullivan now 4th, then Carter, Jackson, Castellaneta, Hubbard, Lang, Vial round out the top 10 as we continue to watch 1st and 2nd place. There is Leclerc, there's Luke Sullivan. Sullivan kind of on the move right now, 47.5 last time by, 3 seconds a lap faster than what Leclerc was able to put in. So Sullivan on the 11 appears to be on the move right now, and this could be another guy that could get up there and maybe win this race tonight based on the raw speed we've seen out of him. If he puts it together for all 20 minutes of this main event, surely has a chance on winning this thing here tonight.
Surely he does. Man, look at these. Look at the whoop speed right here from Sullivan up the outside. That line looks a lot smoother because I think it's getting used a lot less, but then I don't know if they actually gain anything by going all the way to the outside there, having to square up, and then Luke Sullivan getting a little bit better drive from the wall, goes deep there and cases it, but somehow still gaining time on Alexis Leclerc, which is crazy to me.
Man, staying lower on the finish line jump too, still busting the quad, both of them. Sullivan's going so fast, he's almost running into the back of Leclerc. Got to be really careful not to do that. That'll put you down. Meanwhile, Carter resets fastest lap from P5. He just put in a 47.1 and certainly putting the pressure on the leaders ahead of him. And Kevin Frizaka is going for the lead right now. He is all over Colby Eagland out front as they just got up ahead of a lapped rider right there. I think that's the 73 of Tyler Nichols on the Spink Yamaha. But it is Frizaka closing up on Eagland. All the while, that battle for third still brewing with Leclerc and Sullivan locked together. What's going to happen first? Can Kevin Frizaka really get up here and steal the lead away from Colby Eagland? This would be insane.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from, but this has got to be one of the rides of his life. Just absolutely coming out swinging, and his pace is unreal. He just hit his fastest lap 2 laps, or on his last lap, or 2 laps ago now, and he's still pushing, but hasn't really gotten gapped by Eagland. And Eagland is one of the fastest racers in this class. Thought he was going to be a title contender, had some misfortune here. So for Frizaka, and he's absolutely crushing the whoops. For him to come out, be battling, look at how close he's getting right here. He's just got to keep it underneath him.
Eagland missed a triple. Frizaka's right there. Chooses not to get up and tight and cut back down into the corner, but maybe goes for the lead right here. He thought about it, but lets Eagland have that corner once again. So we've crested up past the 8-minute mark of this main event. 12 minutes still to go. A lapped rider down in the sweeper right there. And the battle for the lead is still going between Colby Eagland and Kevin Frizaka. The 24 machine of Eagland, the 229 of Frizaka. Shows you that Frizaka didn't even race last year, folks. Didn't have enough time to put in to even have an effort to get a number. Has the triple digits this year and is trying to steal the lead away here in Arlington. Down the inside, gets into the side of Eagland, and a little front end tuck right there. Almost had it, but is going to have to pick it up and try to charge back up behind him once again. So that gap opens up to a couple seconds now for Eagland in the advantage as we approach the halfway point of this race. But Frizaka's going to have another chance. Meanwhile, heavy battle going on for third. They have both gotten around. Leclerc, Sullivan, and Brayton Carter just ahead of the 7 now. Carter is on the move. He wants to win this main event bad, but Sullivan definitely wants to keep him from moving forward. He's trying to go to the front himself.
Yeah, Sullivan is loose, by the way. I love his riding style, tossing whips, scrubbing everything, and just the way he rides. Look at that, got hung up. Gonna see Braden. No, he's gonna get a little bit close, not going up the inside though. Braden gonna try to make a move here soon. Just like that, gets the quad single. Can he cut under? We'll see if he gets a better drive. Man, making small mistakes.
Is that Frizaka down in the whoops?
That's Kevin Frizaka.
Oh, and then Carter down the inside. Block passes Sullivan in that corner.
Up the wall.
Frizaka down out of second, and Carter moves into second with a sweet double pass going by in the whoops and around Sullivan. Sullivan, you got to get him back right now. You can't let Carter have this free air because he's just going to start putting in his heaters. 47.9 last time by. Eagland out front laid in a 47.5, so he's matching the pace of Carter. But Sullivan is trying to go with them as well. 48.6 last time by. 47.8 out of Alexis Leclerc in fourth. Still lurking back there on the 7.
Yeah, man, absolutely insane racing. Wow, Braden Carter just pushed the rut in that corner and was able to save it before he got to the bales, still get the triple in. That's just kind of stuff that you don't see every day. But just the speed that he had through this whoop section, was able to come in. I know Sullivan went outside, but he was able to cut up and make that pass cleanly. Oh, and just like that, a big mistake. Doubling around the corner, hugging those bales, lands and cross ruts, swaps up the face over the table, and that's going to lose him 2 positions there. And now he is down back behind Sullivan, and Leclerc was able to get by. Still ahead of Frizaka, though, but now into fourth. So this will be the first loss if he doesn't get up. That's not to Seth Shirley. Came in and spoiled the class. Can one of these other 450?
No, a couple other guys have won.
What?
I think Eagland won a main and Vial won San Francisco for sure.
Really?
So, yeah.
I thought he was undefeated.
No.
So Shirley.
No. Wake up and smell the roses, Andrew Wood.
Smell like ooh.
All right. So Sullivan moves up into second place thanks to that crash from Carter. Eagland is still leading. Oh, Leclerc was the other guy that won. That's right. Leclerc won San Diego. Yeah, San Diego. And Eagland now 5.8 seconds in the lead, 48.6. So 48.6 last time by. 47.5 is his best. Leclerc and Sullivan right behind him. Sullivan goes 48.6. Leclerc goes 47.6. So Leclerc on the move, and Carter has lost a spot to Frizaka, so I'm not sure if Carter crashed again. Lays in a 55.4 this time. A couple bad laps for the champ as he is trying to figure things out, and Frizaka now moves up into the 4 position. So Leclerc may be the man on the move now, trying to close back up onto Sullivan. They were battling earlier, and Sullivan looked like he was the aggressor. Now Leclerc looks like the track may be coming to him a little bit. I wonder if the erode is what's helping, making a little bit more comfort for the 5-time national motocross champion.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He does well on the road. You know, won championships pretty much, I think, before it kind of came to it and after. So a lot of experience there. But, man, these are all seasoned vets. He just does look like he's starting to kind of feel a little bit of a flow. Sullivan before was showing some absolute kind of crazy speed. But now Leclerc's just looking like he's smooth and consistent.
Case.
Just like that. Sully stacks the quad off of the tabletop. That's going to allow Leclerc to go by. Into second, you see a 7.1 second gap at the bottom of your screen. So we'll have to see. He's got 7 minutes plus a lap. 7 seconds on the board. Can he make a push towards the lead? Or will Colby Eaglin hold on and take this thing home?
Gap under 7 seconds now, down to 6.8, 6.7 as Eaglin is going to lay in. Let's see what he puts down. 48.6 this time by for the race leader. And Leclerc is going to check in behind him now, up into second place. 47.6, just put in his personal best lap of the race. So Leclerc definitely feeling the flow on this racetrack right now. Sullivan is going to try to stick with him. Big old gap back to Frizaka. Then Carter still rolling around in 5th. A little bit of a struggle right there at the front end tuck. Frank Jackson got in, even though he finished 23rd in the, or I should say 5th in the LCQ. Should have been the 23rd gate pick in the main event, but got in anyway. Jacob Hubbard is back on the charge. He is in 7th. Let's see, is he still going for this line? Yes, he is. Still going for the quad onto the table and off. And somehow that looks way easier than it should, because that pop onto the quad is not that simple. And clearly because not enough people are doing it either.
Look at his seat bounces. His setup is crazy. I think I watched a video of someone else doing, Jack Haley at one of the rounds. I saw a little GIF clip of him. And the way he seat bounces, you don't even have to seat bounce these. It looks like he did, and that's why he went long. But watch him when he seat bounces. The way his rider moves.
Got to change for the lead, it sounds like. Yes, Leclerc has gone to the front. Colby Eaglin has had 2 crashes, maybe 3, because he's suddenly in 4th. Sorry to cut you off, Andrew, but I did see that change with Leclerc. 7 seconds now in front of Frizaka, so the dream is not done for the 229, depending on how Leclerc handles the pressure for the next few minutes. Eaglin is now on Carter, and this is the battle we thought maybe was going to be for the win. I think Eaglin really does not want to lose to Carter, even though it doesn't matter really much points-wise anymore. I just feel like Eaglin does not want to see the one in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you want to see. I mean, he's gonna have some fight in him, but it's just Leclerc's or Carter's been there all consistently, and man, Eaglin just wants to hold him off of that. It would feel good to kind of get him back, you know, after him getting by you and kind of solidifying yourself and telling him, you know, if I didn't miss a round or started how I wanted to, I could be up there beating you and racing you. So, see what happens here.
All right.
Frizaka, though.
Yeah, here's Carter trying to close the gap down on Frizaka. They both have kind of inched up on Leclerc ever so slightly the last couple times by, as Leclerc laid in a 49.9, Frizaka 48.9, and Carter at a 47 flat. So the dream is still not done for Carter to try to win this race tonight either, as he is all over Frizaka. They're keeping tabs on Leclerc up ahead of him, but I feel like this battle is really going to be the one to settle who could maybe go get the 7 machine for the race win before this thing is done. We're coming up on 4 minutes and a lap left to go, and Frizaka is trying to hold on to a podium spot here over the champ.
Yeah, I mean, he can still keep that podium spot. I think Carter needs to get by for Frizaka quickly. I hope Kevin doesn't crack under pressure. Braden Carter, last lap, ran 2 seconds faster than anyone else on the track. So when you're doing that, it would be pretty easy. And just like that, Frizaka goes down hard, cases that quad, and bummer for him. He's going to drop out of the position back to 4th. Will he lose?
Sully goes by, yep. And Hubbard just got there. All those guys are trying not to hit him as he rejoins, and he gets hit by Frank Jackson and goes down. Awful spot to go down because the tracker entry is never going to be good. The only thing you can do at that point is go around the berm, I think.
Yeah.
But a little too late to make that decision. So now it is Leclerc trying to hold on and win this thing in the final 3.5 minutes, while Braden Carter puts fast lap after fast lap down. 47.5 last time by, 49.9 out of Leclerc. Gained 2.5 seconds on the 7 just in that last lap alone. Ooh. Still charging, still casing stuff, but man, oh man, is the one machine on the move.
Yeah, I mean, these lap times are crazy. He's blowing a lot of ruts. You see him before that whoop section go over it right now as we're on board. and blew it going into that triple quad single section. So maybe just overriding the track a little bit, but the lap times he's throwing down, he has 3 minutes plus a lap. He doesn't need to keep pushing and trying to run 46s. You're 47.5, still gaining you 2.5 seconds. So just keep knocking away, and 47.0 with all those mistakes. That's a crazy bar hump celebration that he's got going on. Hugging some bales though, don't want to get cuts. 2.7 to go, 2.5 minutes plus a lap. This onboard section, watching Leclerc get hunted down by his teammate is crazy.
Now a little case right there for Carter, so some of that time gained becomes time lost once again. Goes for the quad, gets it, and we are down to about 2 minutes left to go on the clock. Time is winding down, but Leclerc is watching the gap wind down just as fast as we're closing up on the 20-minute mark, and Leclerc mistake is not going to get the quad. Carter is, and Leclerc cases, goes off the side of the track, almost goes down twice, able to save it, but that gives Braden Carter the lead as Eaglin closes right up on Leclerc in a battle for second, and suddenly Braden Carter is out front and has got a 4.5 second lead here in Arlington.
Yeah, that was a very unique crash by him there, kind of casing up, but like scrubbed and couldn't get the stabilizer back or something, but really weird looking, lost him a lot more time. But man, Braden Carter and winning races is just kind of something that's going to happen by the end of the main event, it seems. Alexis Leclerc though, Colby Eaglin, both having great races, very close now together too, so this will be fun to see a little battle, see if Eaglin can push back up, get into a second place spot and take this away from Leclerc. But really great rides by all three of these guys. I do like how this track has raced. Been very difficult for the riders. A very basic seemingly track layout has brought some good racing because we've been able to see some guys capitalize on each other's mistakes, and I like what we've seen here so far tonight, Kellen.
Lap traffic galore right now. There is people all around Leclerc, all around Carter. He was able to clear a few of them now as we get into the final minute before time expires in this one. So now it's Carter. Pressure's kind of on him to just stay up, and that's not going to help, and that is going to be a crash from your race leader. Braden Carter is down, and Leclerc just landed in the tough blocks. Eaglin goes by. Leclerc is back into the race lead as we are now under a minute on the clock.
Braden choker and drops back all the way, still in third, but that's going to let Leclerc be back in the lead. Man, what a crazy turn of events that we've seen between these guys. Like I said, not much racing going on, but racing the track and just little mistakes. Braden Carter has blown that rut coming out of that corner into the rhythm 3 different times that I've seen, and it finally bites him going down, unable to get that triple in what's seemingly one of the easiest sections on the track, just trying to carry too much speed, and that's going to lose him this race. If he can hold, if Leclerc can hold on for another lap and a half, we'll see what happens.
Yep, under 2 laps to go. Leclerc now cases the same rhythm, and Eaglin's going to pull up alongside, side by side on the exit of the rhythm, and Eaglin makes the pass into the lead. We've had 2 different lead changes in the last 2 laps right here, as now Eaglin goes to the front, and Carter's still right there, folks. He's right there in the background. This could be anybody's race win as we're coming down to the white flag. Lap traffic aplenty. Leclerc hits the back of Eaglin. Lappers all over the place as we're going 3 wide with the leader and 2 lappers in the mix. Leclerc trying to split the difference. White flag is in the air, and Eaglin almost jumps onto Blakely alongside of him as they nearly come together. Let's see what Leclerc can do coming down on this last lap.
Carter got dropped. Carter went down. So it's just between these two, mano-y-mano.
Leclerc misses the rhythm section.
That's huge. This is such a long rhythm goes section. Down. Blakely, I think, clipped Leclerc maybe and goes down. So that's another thing that he's got to worry about. Colby Eaglin now has a huge gap, the biggest gap that we've seen out of the last couple laps, though. Small mistake right there.
Look at Leclerc's running the whoops.
Leclerc is sending it. Kellen, I'm going to let you take these boys home.
Lap traffic almost got in the way as Leclerc jumps in front of him. Eaglin gets the quad clean. Leclerc is still pushing so hard, trying to get there. It's 1 turn to go. Colby Eaglin scrubs the triple one more time. Our 4th different winner in 2024 is Colby Eaglin as he gets it done tonight here in Arlington by a nose over Alexis Leclerc. Luke Sullivan gets around Carter, who fell completely apart late in this one, along with Hubbard, who was in 4th. Sullivan now gets 4th. Lang crawls all the way up into the top 5. Hubbard got his teammate on the last lap to get 6th, and Castellaneta is now up to 7th. Jackson 8th, and Carter goes all the way back to 9th. He's going to block pass for Zach in the last turn. He ends up 8th, it looks like, by the standings there. I don't know what the heck just happened to Braden Carter, but it completely imploded with 2 laps to go.
He lost even more time. I looked over and he was at 21. Now he's at 31. That had to have been multiple fall-offs right there. Finishes 9th for your red plate holder and defending champion. It's just crazy. That's got to be lapper induced or something.
110.5 final lap of the race for Braden Carter.
That's 30 seconds or 25 seconds slower.
Just finished 9th. Wow, that was crazy. I can't believe that finish to this main event. And Eagland, after penalties, gets it done. But I'll tell you what, another big thing about how bad that just went for Carter is they just chunked a huge amount of points back against him. It's still a massive long shot for Eagland and Leclerc, regardless of which. But that gap certainly will come down as we see Carter have an awful end to his main event and finishes up 9th here in Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Colby do his little freestyle trick right here. Oh, that's so cool.
Dude's gnarly. Wow, what a race!
That is what a race. I mean, we saw the top 3 guys that we wanted to see. It's a bummer. We saw a great start by Hubbard and Leclerc. Good starts, or started good with our whole shot picks. Saw the top 3 people that we wanted to see battle for a championship, battle for the second half of this race, and keep it so nice. And kind of clean, but then, man, just mistakes, started eating everyone up. Eagland able to take it home, and Leclerc coming home in second. What a crazy night of racing, man, that we had there. Just absolutely wild. This 450 class never fails to entertain. You could be leading by 38 points in the championship, end up 9th. It's awesome. The racing is still great.
Well, that's what we said coming into the show tonight is that, look, this championship may be a long shot for everybody else not named Braden Carter in the 450 class, but the races themselves are still going to be good no matter who goes to the line because you never know who's going to leave with the checkered flag in their hand tonight. It's another winner to start off in 2024. Colby Eagland adds his name to Alexis Leclerc, Pablo Vial, and Braden Carter as another winner. I mean, look, if you said 7 rounds in, we'd have 4 different winners. I think most of us would be pretty satisfied no matter where the points are at.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think with that stat you would expect anyone to have the lead that Braden Carter has right now. And I know that's going to shrink a little bit, but man, it's just crazy. It's good to see some parity in this class and different guys stepping up, getting good starts. And it's all about just who can put it together. And there is only a certain amount of people that can go through 20 minutes plus a lap to take it home in the 450 main event. And we're seeing it. So, I mean, great racing, a very difficult racetrack tonight. And man, it's fun. I'm still excited week after week to come here and watch these races, talk about them with you guys, and hopefully give some entertainment for all the viewers.
Oh, yeah, it was certainly entertaining tonight. No question about that. Big shout out, of course, to everybody who tuned in tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, as well as all of you guys who subscribed tonight. Thank you so much for the support. And a shout out to the Design Lab Co. as well for sponsoring our Whole Shot Award every single week. The RaceFactorGaming.com track crew for putting a great track together. And, of course, RaceFactorGaming.com for putting on the races every single week. We'll be back next week for the Daytona Supercross. Andrew Wood, it's Daytona time, baby. Do we do our Do for Dale shirts or what?
We might have to pull something out of the bag here. I'm thinking,
grow a mustache in a week.
If I don't shave this, I could get it out there.
All right.
Pretty dark. I don't know if my work will like it, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe draw one on. You know, I might have to do another drinking stream. It's Daytona.
Oh wow!
I have to stay the night. Do it for Dale.
Oh man!
Daytona 3-1 NASCAR. Let's go.
My liver is gonna hate me. Oh boy! Wow! What a night! What a race! Good times all around. We'll see what happens in Daytona next week. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to the Arlington MX Simulator Supercross. For Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood, and all of us behind the scenes here at Star Your Systems TV. Thanks for tuning in to Round 7 of MotoOption Supercross, and we'll see you next week at the World Center of Racing.
So long for now.